Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Good evening, guys, and welcome to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drink. My name is Luke Manu. I'm a professional FIFA player for the Indian national team, and joining me once again is none other than the veteran gamer, Selvin. Selvin, welcome back to the stream. I think we saw one of the best games that I have seen in a while in a tournament. 14-goal thriller to start with yesterday. What are your thoughts on today? What do you think is going to happen today?
Well, thank you so much, Lok Manu, for the introduction once again. I think yesterday was a great day for all FIFA enthusiasts, may it be a player or somebody who just likes to watch FIFA or football. I'm expecting a lot of things today as well because I've already seen the lineup and I think it's going to be some crazy actions, So it's going to be some crazy actions today.
Absolutely. And now with that being said, Selvin, how crazy it's going to be, let's just have a quick look at the format that we're going to be having in this tournament. So the format is basic, FIFA Ultimate Team. Everybody is pretty aware of this. The most popular mode in the game. It's going to be phase 1 with a single elimination format, knockout format, best of 2. So this is aggregate, but please note that this is not home and away. So for all the viewers watching this is aggregate scoreline and not home and away like it is in Champions League, for example, for all the football fans. But then moving on to the playoffs, from the quarterfinals onwards, when we move to that stage, it will be double elimination, which has a winner's bracket, a loser's bracket, and again, that will be a best of 2 format. So that was the format for this tournament. Now let's just have a quick look at the fixtures. This is the fixtures for the whole tournament, by the way. We're just quickly going through this. Yesterday we saw Nihal Thomas beating Tinkerbell real comprehensively. He's moving on to play Aditya Chadda when that happens. Vicky versus Fadil will happen today. Akshat Darvesh is happening, and then Sahil Thakur, of course, going down to Kyle. And yeah, we'll talk about more of these fixtures as and when these matches come, because there are plenty of matches to come. But we'll focus on today's matches, which basically kicks off with Darvesh Kheda playing against Akshat Khandelwal. Now, talking about this, obviously Aman Varsi plays Akash at 7 o'clock and Vicky against Fadil, which promises to be a great match. We'll kick it off at 8 o'clock. But Selvin, now let's have a chat about Darvesh Kheda's match versus Akshat Khandelwal, which kicks off in just about 5 minutes. What do you think? First of all, I want you to tell me about Darvesh Kheda. What do you know about him? And by the looks of his hair, I think there was something that you wanted to say as soon as you knew Darvesh was playing.
Yes, absolutely. I think the first thing I would like to say about Darvesh is that he's a very good friend of mine, and I would love to see him on the video of Josh app the next time we, play this ad, because he looks pretty similar to one of the members in the ad. But yeah, I mean, having said that, he's a great friend of both of us, and what we know about him is he is an entertainer when it comes to FIFA. He just doesn't like to score goals. He likes to, humiliate opponents. He likes to destroy defenders, like, these ankle breakers. He's got all the skills in the bag, and he can certainly give us a good game today. And I'm expecting Akshat also to do the same, because he is also very well known in the community. He, has had some good results as well. So I think it's going to be a cracking game and a lot of skills.
Absolutely. Now, I think talking about Darvesh, I can say this because he competes with me in the Delhi circuit. He's one of the top players in Delhi itself. I have played against him so many times on LAN events, and I know this guy does not stop when it comes to showboating. Sort of a flamboyancy in his game when it comes to playing FIFA. So many skills and trying to best his opponents, and he has beaten some of the best players in the country, as we all know from the previous days. So I think I'm expecting. Obviously, I'll ask you for your prediction, but for me, Darvesh Kheda is a very renowned player in the FIFA circuit, and with Akshat, like you mentioned, is a good player himself. What would be your prediction, first of all, for this game?
Well, I'm going to go with Darvesh for now. I have not really seen a lot of Akshat's gameplay, but I have seen Darvesh play. And I've also seen him performing under pressure, which is what is my deciding factor in this one. I think I'm going to go with Darvesh winning this by 1 or 2 goals, but then it's going to come down to the wire for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very close prediction. What I believe is it's going to be a comfortable sweep for Darvesh given his experience. But as neutrals, as casters, we always expect an open-ended game like we saw yesterday. 14-goal thriller, Selvin, mind you. And for all the viewers who missed out yesterday's match, 14 goals in just 2 legs of FIFA. I am hoping for something similar. I'm not hoping for something as close as you mentioned. And I kind of feel Darvesh will be scoring at least 5 to 6 goals in both the legs, and we'll have to see how Akshat is going to respond to that. So I cannot wait for this game, and obviously we'll be starting off really soon between the two of them. Selvin, one thing I wanted to ask you though, specifically when it comes to seeing these new players come up against some of these experienced players like Darvesh himself. What is the mindset? Because you've been on both sides, as I have been now, like I am right now in that stage. But we've both gone through a phase where we've played against players who were well renowned that time, and we were a complete nobody. We were just coming to those. So, what would be Akshat's mentality right now, knowing that he's playing against someone like Darvesh?
I think when it comes to mentality, a lot of people have to understand that, when you play against a top player, when you play against a pro player, or when you play against someone well known, this is your time to make a name for yourself. And I think when it comes to esports, when it comes to gaming, you always have that thing in your head that you want to be known. You want people to know that I am a professional player and that I am an upcoming player. And I think that's what Akshat has to think about today as well. He would know about Darvesh with regards to how famous he is because of his streaming, or because of his achievements in FIFA. He's had some great games, he's had some great goals. So I think Akshat would want to make a name for himself by doing something very epic today in front of Darvesh, because very honestly I think Darvesh doesn't have the best defense as compared to his attack. Like his attack is on another level, and he can have those skills, he can have those skill chains, passes, 1-2s, etc., to open space. And with regards to his defense, he can be opened up as well. So I think Akshat is going to have a good time today, and we as neutrals and as casters are going to have a lot of fun commentating.
Absolutely, I cannot wait for that. Actually, I in fact look forward to it very much, and we'll be starting off within a couple of minutes. And I cannot wait for this game, Selvin. The fact that you've mentioned that Darvesh has those skills in his locker, I really look forward to seeing what Akshat has in store for us. Because, like you had mentioned, he is a player who's coming to the scene and who's actually wanting to prove himself. With that being said, we are kicking off with our first game of today between Darvesh Kheda and Akshat Khandelwal. Darvesh kicking off from left to right in that white kit, whereas Akshat is playing with the black kit from right to left. Straight off the bat, Darvesh has some really good players, Selvin, you must have seen, even when you've seen him in other tournaments. He's got some of the best players in FIFA Ultimate Team, although he hasn't played as much in the past few months. But I think at the end of the game, Selvin, these players end up having a very good team, don't they?
Yes, they do. And when you were talking about players, the first thing that I noticed, and this is something I wanted to say, before the match started as well, that Darvesh is somebody who likes to use players like Ronaldinho, the skilled ones. But having said that, he has conceded to Akshat against the run of play. Darvesh has conceded. Lokman, your thoughts on that goal?
That was a brilliant goal, actually. He actually ended up doing a directional nutmeg, like the straight directional nutmeg, which is not exactly that meta, as we call it, because it's the diagonal one that works out, but straight through. It was like a knife going through butter, honestly, straight through the two defenders, and then getting that space, finishing near post, max composure, and none other than my favorite card, my personal favorite card in this game, is none other than Marcus Acuna. What a beautiful goal that is. And wow, we were not expecting to see that, honestly. It was like more like a Darvesh Kheda matchup, basically, where he ends up scoring 5-6 goals. But FIFA never fails to surprise us. And with that being said, Akshat looks like a really good player, Selvin.
He does. And I think Darvesh was waiting for that first opportunity to score and then make those substitutions. But then Akshat had a plan of his own. And that was a really nice goal, very well taken. And Akshat looks pretty confident right now. And Darvesh is not looking like his own self when it comes to skills, etc. But here he is with Neymar trying to move around the penalty box. Here's Ronaldo with those elasticos. Another pass to Atal. Back to Ronaldo. Can this be a chance? That's very well defended.
That is indeed. I think that was a great attempt by Darvesh to break Akshat's defense, and Akshat looks really good. I must say that he has actually proved that he is not the underdog in this game. You can instantly see, Selvin, with you being a veteran gamer in your days, you can instantly see if a player is at that level by instantly looking at their player switching, by looking at their game sense. That being said, look at the space that he finds instantly. And Raheem Sterling on the wings plays it to Acuna, tries to cut one in, and that's very good defending by Darvesh, I must say. But Akshat has been putting a lot of pressure right at the start, and Darvesh looks a bit shaky, doesn't he, Selvin?
He does. And one thing I like about Akshat's gameplay is that he's keeping it basic. Like, he's not trying to do something very different. He's looking for those simple X passes, looking for those simple through balls, looking for those cutbacks. And I think that is something that Darvesh has to look out for, because, he is going for something which is not something that Darvesh may anticipate all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's playing a totally different game style where Darvesh, obviously, you can see from the formation itself, Darvesh is playing a narrow formation. Akshat has, I think, seen it because Darvesh did cue a pause at the start of this game, and that gave a chance to Akshat to have a look at his formation. Now that he knows he's playing a bit narrow, Akshat is playing according to that. But with that being said, Darvesh, look at the number of bodies going forward. He wants this goal back. He wants to get back into this game. Tavernier on the wings to do a couple of skills. Nice 1-2 with Ronaldinho there, but well defended by none other than Frankie de Jong. Obviously one of the best CDMs in this game. Straight away right on the break, Raheem Sterling tries to dink one from the side of Joe Gomez, but just not enough. Selvin, this seems to be a very end-to-end game with so many players going forward for Darvesh, and Akshat straight away trying to counter back at Darvesh as well.
It does seem like an end-to-end game, and very honestly, I was going to tell you the same thing. One thing that we want to see is a lot of attack. We don't want the ball to be, kept in the midfield, just trying to pass around. And I think both these players have the capability, and Neymar has the capability just to score out of nowhere. First time shot, amazingly taken, 1-1. Your thoughts on that, Lokmanu?
I think that was a fantastic goal as always. Neymar on either of his foot, especially with that 99 Summer Stars card, Neymar will not be missing at all inside the box there. Maximum composure, as we say, from Darvesh. Ice in his veins to be able to finish that chance despite knowing he's a goal down, and this game is very important to both the players. And I think the change in tactics, Selvin, we saw Darvesh starting off with a narrow formation, which was the 4-3-1-2, but then he quickly switched to 4-4-2 because he saw it's not working out for him. And that being said, Acuna again on the break. Wow, that's how game changes in a matter of seconds. The kickoff curse. Nobody likes to concede that. But wow, Akshat has capitalized on that really well, Selvin. Your thoughts on this goal? Wow, I am absolutely amazed by this guy's awareness, I have to say. Quickly right off the bat.
Yes, indeed. I think, that was pretty nicely done. Big credits to Akshat, not just, saying that it is going to be something because of the kickoff, but then he held his nerve, waited for the right opportunity, and that through ball was perfect, isn't it? It landed right where he wanted, and then the ball landed where he wanted for him. I think brilliant goal by him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right on point, Selvin, because this is what happens when you are aware. And again, once again, Dybala, this time in the right place at the right time, cutting from the wings. This is fantastic to see how quickly Akshat has reacted to the mistake of Darvesh Kheda in the defense, from being 1-1 to 3-1 in the span of 5 in-game minutes, Selvin. Wow, what is happening in this game? This is brilliant to see.
It is brilliant to see. And if you noticed, Lokmanu, the third goal was pretty similar to the first goal. Akshat is sticking to the basics. He's keeping it simple. He is, making sure that he is not trying to do anything out of the blue just to surprise Darvesh. He wants to keep it simple, wants to find those opportunities. And the best thing is he takes those shots so quickly. I think Darvesh had no chance to defend. And that was pretty surprising for me too. But then it's 3-1 right now. Darvesh has a mountain to climb. And it's a game of two legs, but anything can happen.
Absolutely, like you said, it's that being said, the first half has ended in the first leg, and it's Akshat who's winning by 3 goals to 1 against the player who was favored to win this fixture. And Darvesh was showing a lot of promise after that equalizer, but hats off to Akshat for being so aware of the chance of the kickoff glitch, as we call it. Sometimes, yes, we put it on the kickoff, but sometimes it's all about being aware of the situation and making the most of it. And Akshat has done it, scored a beautiful goal from none other than Acuna. Acuna has 2 goals, which makes me personally really happy because he's one of the favorite players for me in this game. Actually, the most cherished player in my opinion. And Akshat onto the attack once again. But he's been very clinical. Like you said, he scored that third goal, similar to the first one. I think he has caught on Darvesh's defensive weaknesses, Selvin. What do you think if you were in Darvesh's mind right now, knowing that you're down by 2 goals, but you still got a whole half in front of you, the whole second leg coming to you? What would you do in that moment?
Well, the first thing is going to be I'm going to trust in my attack just as Darvesh has done right now. It is 3-2. Florenzi on the score sheet. Beautifully taken. I think that back heel, was it a back heel? I'm not too sure. But then the pass that went behind was absolutely brilliant and clinical by Darvesh. Good goal. Game on, isn't it?
It indeed is, because he was quite aware of the chance that he had. And yes, it was a back heel. We have seen the original Darvesh return, if I have to use that word. Darvesh returns should be the title of this. And with that being said, Akshat once again exploiting the kickoff glitch, being aware of the situation. The reason I keep saying this is because this thing is quite the meta in this game. Whether you like it or not, you have to be aware of this. And Akshat is playing like a pro player in this situation, being aware that you can get a chance instantly after you concede. And he scored a fantastic goal and he restores his 2 goal lead. I was just talking about Darvesh returns. Well, I believe it's part 3, part 4 of Akshat Khandelwal's attack coming right now, Selvin.
It is indeed. One thing I like about Akshat a lot is the way he is passing the ball around, the way he's moving the ball around. He is very composed. He is not taking any additional risks. He's waiting for that space to open up, taking his time, passing it correctly, finishing is on point. And I think he's come with a game plan. And one more thing, Lokmani, they are not celebrating. It actually is also one of the signs that bring it on. I am ready for the next thing. Whatever happens, I am always ready. And Akshat, I thought, would be a little shaky after conceding the second one. But look at him. He's attacking again. 4-2 up. There is a big chance. There's Lukaku on the ball. Gives it to Sterling. Back to Lukaku. Back to Sterling. And that's well defended. But the danger is still not clear. Wow, Lokman, I'm pretty impressed with the game already.
Pretty sure you are, Selvin. Being a veteran gamer yourself, I'm pretty sure you enjoy watching these FIFA matches. And it's a pleasure to cast with you alongside and talk about these amazing goals that we're seeing in front of us. And Akshat almost scored another one. Such brilliant passing from this young man. You see those one-touch passes right outside the box, Selvin. I think this is the kind of football you used to play back in your days when you used to compete, with that one-touch fast passing that we tend to see a little less, I can say, because people rely more on skills. I think both these players are completely different from each other. What I can see is fast passing from Akshat, fast build-up play, whereas Darvesh relies, you can say, a bit on skills. Selvin, do you think that's the case with these two players?
It does look like the case. And very honestly, Darvesh looks shaky right now. He's not passing the ball correctly. He's not able to clear it correctly. He's not taking his opportunities. But then he did defend well after making the mistake, which is why he's still in the game. And if he could get a goal here, if he can make it 4-3, then I think he still has a chance in this one. At 4-2, I have a feeling Akshat, the way he's played this game has been so impressive. He's going to take it home if he goes into the second leg with a 2-goal lead.
Absolutely, indeed. And you saw the composure there from Akshat to be able to defend that, because Darvesh had so many options. With that being said, Neymar can cross it in to the far post. He doesn't do that. Takes a shot. What a save by Ryan there. Can Neymar score this? He does. Wow, that is fantastic composure, Selvin. I really thought he missed out on that chance. Probably should have crossed it the first time from Neymar to the player running down on the right hand side. But he took a shot. Keeper saved it. Does a heel to heel, scores a fantastic goal in the top right corner. That's 3 goals deficit for Darvesh to come back from. Selvin, Your thoughts on that goal?
The goal was incredible, Lokmanu. I mean, your reaction was very similar to mine as well. When you were saying that, I was like, okay, why did he not cross? And this was the first time I think he went for that element of surprise by waiting for the near post to open. But then he's playing so quick, so fast, and here he is again. But Darvesh has defended that. So we still have time to talk about that goal. I mean, Lokmanu, we are legit talking about a goal and they score another. This is the beauty of this game, isn't it?
It is, because it's so end to end, and that was a very good attempt, I must say, from Darvesh to get one goal back before this. But just how end to end this game is. Dybala on the attack tries to cross one into Lukaku. What a save that is from Ryan. Incredible stuff, really. Such an end to end game. There's no time to breathe. There's no time for me to take a break and talk about a particular situation, because both the players are so hungry for goals. You see Akshat being up by 3 goals and still not resting on his laurels, trying his level best to extend his lead. And of course, Darvesh has to go on and take this chance because he doesn't have much time. Plays it to Florenzi. But Acuna, the man himself. Selwyn, what are your thoughts on Acuna, by the way? Because from what I've seen, he's scored goals, he's defended, he's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Acuna in this game has reminded me of Wayne Rooney. I am not going to lie. And having said that, he is on the score sheet again. Acuna is the one who scored. And it's 6-2 in the first leg to Akshat. Well-deserved man of the match for him. And I am lost for words once again. What an impressive performance out here by Akshat. I think we haven't seen Darvesh defeated in this way, many times before.
Absolutely. It's never actually, the score is 6-2 if I'm not wrong on the score line. I think that should be updated very soon. But 6-2 to Akshat Khandelwal in the first leg, which is quite incredible because we were not expecting Darvesh Kheda to go down by this margin, Selvan, because we know his quality. What we didn't know was how good Akshat Khandelwal is. I had heard a lot of good things about him. But to be able to play in a competitive match and still able to ace one of the guys who've been in the scene for a long, long time, Selwyn, and his best player was none other than Acuna, the player that I like to call Acuna Matata, because how good he is, how favorite he is to everybody. It's absolutely fantastic, Selwyn. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to see from my reaction and Selwyn's reaction in just a second how stunned we are to see this result, and how, big ups to Akshat Khandelwal to be able to win this match 6-2 in the first leg. Do you think there's a comeback possible there, Selwyn? Do you really think it can happen? Because in football, in FIFA, we've seen miracles happen. Can Darvesh make a miraculous comeback?
Well, I am going to be very honest. Akshat has impressed me very much, not just with his attack, but also with his defense. Let's be honest, he could have had maybe 8 or 9 goals, even though he's already scored 6. And what impressed me even more was the way he cut out those passing lanes for Darvesh, especially every time he got that opportunity to, get that final through pass or that, direct cutback option or something like that. And he was pretty nice, which actually makes me feel that Darvesh has a very less chance. But once again, this is a game of FIFA. As neutrals, you want to see something interesting happening. In FIFA 21, I have seen, somebody coming from 6-0 down to 6-all, the game going to extra time, to penalties. So Darvesh certainly has the quality. And as we were talking again, Akshat is somebody who's not played a lot of tournaments. And you never know, if Darvesh scores 3, the tournament pressure can get up to him. And I think it's possible.
Absolutely, indeed. I think the pressure that Akshat might be in now, although he's playing like a free spirit, he does not worry about the result. I think he's attacked, even though he's attacked really well, even though he was up by 3 goals, he still wanted to get more goals. And you saw Acuna defending from it at that end, cutting off that pass lane that basically could have given Darvesh the third goal of that game, but going all the way and scoring from Acuna to basically extend that lead to 4 goals instead of 3. Basically goes to show that he is fearless and he does not really bother about playing against a guy who's well known. And I think Akshat is going to be the next guy in the next fixture where he will be the dominating one. With that being said, Selwyn, we are going back to the match. This is the second leg of the first fixture for Josh Presents Esportz Premier Series, powered by Hell Energy Drink. We're here and we're witnessing some incredible matchups, Selvin. 14 goals yesterday in the first fixture, 8 already in this today. I mean, this is what FIFA is about, isn't it?
It is. And let's be honest, I will not be surprised, you will not be surprised, and the viewers should not be surprised if we see 15 goals scored over aggregate on, like, with both these games, because it's going to be very crazy. If you have just tuned in, let me just tell you, do not blink because you are going to miss something. That's how end to end this game has been. Every time we think of blinking, there is an attack, there is a goal, or there is a miss, but it's incredible. I mean, it's just amazing to see some good FIFA action at this stage of the game.
Exactly. I think that the fact that you mentioned at this stage of the game is so important because by this time, I mean, obviously players start to just lose interest in the game because they all know FIFA 22 is about to come out and you don't feel like competing. I mean, we've seen a lot of pros who are not competing in this tournament itself because they know that they're done with FIFA 21. But for the viewers to join in today, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who's here cheering these players up because they know that people are watching them, people are supporting them, and they're competing in this tournament for a massive chunk of the prize pool and a spot for the LAN finale in December to join Charanjot, who's India's #1 player, to be able to play next to him. It's going to be fantastic. And Akshat has a chance. Neymar, the keeper, is in no man's land, confused to the core as to what to do because his defense was nowhere to be seen. And Neymar Jr. will not miss that. Bangs one in top corner. And that's basically 7-2 on aggregate to Akshat. Selvin, did you ever expect Darvesh to go down like this?
I absolutely did not. And let me tell you, I was the one who said do not blink because you may miss something. I actually blinked and thought I'll check the comments on the stream. And by the time I could, see the stream back again, it was already a goal. This is absolute madness. I am actually lost for words right now because Akshat is doing something that nobody expected. I've just read the comments, Lokmanu, and a lot of people are saying that Akshat has been very good this year. And I think this performance shows us how good he can be for this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now that we recall, this is Akshat 08, isn't it, on his game attack? That's what we did not know, I think, earlier. That's why I can see in the comment section as well that if he is Akshat 08, then this is a player to watch out for because he has been phenomenal. He has finished Elite 1 multiple times in FIFA 21, and I've faced him multiple times myself in the weekend league, and I know this player's this quality. And you can see it right now. It's not only Selvin, I think you would agree, it's not about for champions, it's not about playing those friendlies. It's about performing in that competitive environment. And with that being said, he has another chance to go ahead and score one with Acuna. But yes, Alvin, I think this is what we were talking about, right? It's all about performing in the competitive scene and making a name for yourself. And he has exactly done that.
It is indeed. And I think, Lokmanu, as you rightly said, it's not just about foot champs or about like when you play casually with your friends or something. It's about these tournaments. And I think Darvesh has a very clear intent. He is going to go all out and try to get those goals back. And hopefully he'll try to defend because here is the chance. And that is 8-2 on aggregate. Guess who has scored again? Acuna, Lokmanu's favorite player. And I think after this game, a lot more people would like him a little more than what they've already liked him.
I mean, it's incredible really to see Acuna perform because he's the player that I would put all my money on. That was a fantastic directional nutmeg there. Amazing presence of mind from Akshat to be able to create that chance. That's exactly what I would do. I can literally play the script in my mind as a pro player myself to see what he's doing. And once again, he does the same thing. And what a beautiful angle to span that skill. And now this time it's none other than Romelu Lukaku. With that body frame, Selvin, it is very hard to stop him because he just went past you like a flash. And on his right foot, this time, not even on his left, scores one in. That's 9-2. What are we seeing on our screens right now? I mean, until 8-2, Selvin, I could say this like a United versus Arsenal situation a few years ago because obviously we both are United fans. We can talk about it. But, I mean, to be able to see 9-2 now, that's a bit too much, isn't it?
It is a bit too much, but then you have to give me 2 minutes because something is here on the floor. I think that's my jaw because I am absolutely out of words right now. What is happening? the way he scored with Lukaku, I think it was rubbing wounds, for Darvesh, because that's one player he likes a lot, especially because he's joined Chelsea just now. And imagine conceding that goal to Lukaku. Wow, it's incredible. And let's not talk about United and Arsenal here. We have a lot of Arsenal fans in the chat as well, Lokmanu. So I think it's very nice that it's 9-2 now.
Absolutely, I think I can hear as well an Arsenal fan in my ear, because he would not like to listen to that scoreline. I can hear it again and again, Selvin, and it's interesting to see, honestly, how the game has turned on its head. I mean, we were not expecting this result. Forget about Arsenal versus United, to be honest. This is all about Akshat being phenomenal here. 9-2, playing against one of the reputed guys in the Indian scene. Of course, I mean, he has won a few tournaments here and there, Darvesh, and is definitely a person who surprises by beating the top pros himself. He has played so many tournaments with that sort of an experience, has just been washed away by Akshat Khandelwal. That's a bridge once again. Does a skill. Acuna on his right foot. That is mind-blowing. I have to clap for this player. He is just nothing but phenomenal. 10-2 on aggregate. Selvin, what was that goal? 3 skills chained together on Acuna's right foot. Wow.
Just wow, isn't it, Lokmanu? I mean, I was expecting Darvesh to do something similar in this leg, but Akshat, this guy has surprised me. He's impressed me even more. And having said that, Darvesh has missed a chance that could have had him back in the game. Unlikely of Neymar to miss that chance. But okay, let's just talk about Akshat right now. In this game, Lokmanu has come out. He's doing those skills. And one thing I like about him is he is not stopping. He knows he has this game in the bag, but he wants more goals. He wants to, give us that entertaining encounter right now, because look at those skills. Look at how confident he is every time he has the ball on his feet. And I think Darvesh is in for something very humiliating, unfortunately, today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can't begin to basically understand the situation. How do I present it? Is it Darvesh being not on his game at all, or is it being Akshat really good, or it's a combination of both? I'm not able to basically understand. You can say slow day at the office for Neymar for Darvesh. You can see how he missed a very simple chance, although it would not make like no significance absolutely on the result if that Neymar chance for Darvesh would have gone in. But hats off to Akshat Khandelwal. I think he heard us, Selvin, particularly me. He saw, okay, you're saying I'm an underdog. I'll prove that you're wrong. I will prove to you that I'm a top player. And he's done exactly that, for which I am extremely proud of him, because to be able to score 10 goals against a player like Darvesh. I think 14 goals. Now we're at 12 now, Selvin, aren't we?
12,
Where are we
yeah.
going to go after this?
I have a feeling it's going to be 15 for sure. Either way, either Darvesh scores or Akshat scores, but I think they are not stopping in this half. And having said that, Lokman, remember we had this discussion just before the match started about the underdog playing somebody known. And I think this was what I was exactly talking about. When you know you're playing somebody who's known in the community, you make your name, in the community for yourself. And I think this young man is going to make a very good name for himself, because he's been playing some positive football. He's playing simple football. He's doing the skills at the right place at the right time. And here he is again with Dybala. And that is final on the night. 11-2 on aggregate. Dybala with a beautiful goal through the keeper and with his right foot. I am not believing what's happening right now. I've never seen Darvesh this way. He's been completely outclassed by this young man, Akshat. And I have a feeling Akshat is a very strong contender for this tournament, Lokmanu.
Oh, I definitely feel the same way. I'll have to check if Akshat is on my side as well, because if I progress in the tournament, I think I have a very good player to worry about. If there's a way to back out from the tournament, I need to check with the organizers, because I honestly feel intimidated by this man, because that's how you make a name, Selvin, like you rightly said. I mean, how these players come up by beating players from the community, because we have heard about Akshat performing well in Foot Champions, hitting Elite 1 and performing well. But until and unless you start winning tournaments, by the way, that's a very good goal by Darvesh. I mean, even though he's lost pretty badly on the fixture, but I have to say that was a fantastic goal. Great presence of mind to be able to basically lob through ball, as we all call it, to Neymar and finishing off in style, but unfortunately won't be making much of a difference on the scoreline. But going back to this, Selvin, until unless you perform in a tournament, unless you make a name by winning a few tournaments and beating some of the top pros, you cannot call yourself a pro exactly, can you? So Akshat now has basically proven that I'm much more than those Elite 1 finishes. I am ready for FIFA 22, and he's exactly playing like a pro player. Now look at the press from Darvesh Selvin, and still he's being able to see it out and performing at the highest level. Incredible.
Incredible indeed. And I think we've already seen 14 goals, something that a lot of us would have not expected before the start of this game. And I think Akshat has made a reputation for himself. As you were saying, you are, I mean, not feeling very comfortable if you had him in the same bracket as you. And I think a lot of people are going to feel, okay, I need to make sure that I need to, analyze his gameplay, try to understand the things that he does or he doesn't do. And I think a lot of opponents, especially the next opponent, is going to take Akshat very, very, very seriously. Having said that, Darvesh is in again, trying to restore some pride, trying to get, his some goals back, but then it's gone out for a goal kick. And I think it's just not been Darvesh's day. I mean, as much as Akshat has been good in this game, I think Darvesh has not had his A game on today, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think one more thing that I'd like to add to this is, of course, that Akshat, we have seen him grind this game week in, week out. I've seen him playing FUT Champions even in July and August. We all make jokes about it, Selvin. You all know in the community when we say we send each other, messages of showing each other the calendar when we say, why are you still playing? That's like a huge joke between the FIFA community players. But that goes to show in a tournament right now because Darvesh hasn't practiced that well. You can see it in the game, and Darvesh would be kicking himself as to why I didn't do that. Uh, I mean, you can see Akshat has put in the hours, and it all basically comes down to the grind. That being said, what is the goalkeeper doing there?
Oh, I think Darvesh would be very happy that that did not end up in the back of the net. I was actually checking some comments on the stream that have come, and I think everyone is having a good time. They're enjoying this game, and I think we should thank both of these, isn't it? But having said that, oh, that is a big block. That could have been worst, and that could have been the 15th goal of the tie. But luckily, it stays at 5-1 and 11-3 for Darvesh. And I'm just hoping to see some more goals in this one. Lokmani, what do you think, with regards to if you were any of these players right now, what is your mentality going to be like?
I mean, obviously, if I was in Akshat's place, I would be buzzing because I know that I've outclassed a player who is playing tournaments for a while, and Akshat hasn't played those many tournaments. If you compare it in comparison, I mean, obviously, when you look at Darvesh, he's been playing since a lot of time now. Acuna, I mean, what on earth is this guy? I don't know what he's had for breakfast today, Selvin. Surely not something of what you and I have had because this man is just a superhuman in this game for Akshat. A ball rolling around the keeper, shoving defenders like they weren't there, and scoring goals for fun. This is humiliation, isn't it?
It is, unfortunately, as much as I did not want to say this, but then it is the truth. Akshat's Acuna has just been like, the way you said Acuna Matata. He is a magician. He's making Darvesh's defense disappear. And here's him again with Lukaku. And guess what? Did you even predict any other outcome? It's 7-1. Lukaku on the score sheet. What a clinical finish. And I think that is 13-3 on aggregate, 16 goals, Lokmanu. So much entertainment. And Akshat has certainly made a very big name for himself today. What an impact.
Absolutely, indeed. And I think with that being said, I think I have to check with the organizers to be able to like only have one game a day because we start with such bangers every time we go live on stream, and we see so many goals. I think it's always should be these sort of matches the first of the day. Probably have this tournament for a month to go on because every single time we come on the stream, we see 16 goals, 14 goals. I mean, how do you see that in a competitive tournament? I do understand FIFA 21 is almost done with, but still, this is players playing for a prize money, Selvin. These are players who are well known in the circuit, and these are players. I mean, what on earth is happening? What is Matt Ryan doing there?
Well, I think it's a pure sign of frustration by Darvesh, which is, completely justified. He's not been able to play his A game. can be a lot of reasons, and then everything has not been going his way with regards to attack and defense. Just a sign of frustration. But I think, Darvesh, if you're listening to this, you are a great player. You need to take it one day at a time. There are bad days, there are good days, but I think something that defines a champion is someone who can overcome that bad day and turn it into a good day the next time he gets a chance. And I'm sure Darvesh has the capacity, has the potential to do that. But having said that, congratulations, Akshat. You have given us a match to remember. You've given us goals to remember. And I think we're not going to see this anytime in the future soon. Lokmanu, thoughts on both the legs, please?
I mean, as a player, of course, I have to say Akshat has absolutely outclassed his opponent. We're not expecting this result, Selvin. Like I said at the start of this game, I knew Darvesh's quality. I know how good he is. Look at that directional bridge there. I mean, that oozes out class because he knows what angles. I mean, this is a kind of a skill that does frustrate you when you're on the receiving end of it. But to be able to do that in prime fashion against your opponent, that requires a lot of skills. 13-3. Screenshot this, take it, save it anywhere that you want to, because this is a result that we were not expecting, Selvin. It is literally putting salt on the wounds of Darvesh. He did not stop at all. Darvesh is a top player, like you said. There are bad days, and Darvesh will pick himself up for the next game and every single tournament that he competes after, because that's how you learn, Selvin, don't you? And but Akshat, hats off to him for making a statement, coming into the pro scene, especially with this tournament, and we expect him to see against other top players real soon. And this confident young man, look at the confidence on his face. Akshat Khandelwal winning this match and moving on to the next bracket. Selvin, when you asked me my thoughts on this game, all I can say is beautiful, incredible, fantastic individual performance as a FIFA player. Because it's 1v1, you have everything is in your control, right? It's not a team game. It is every player in your control, and he's done that fantastically well. I mean, I'm lost for words. I just cannot wait to see him in action once again.
Same here, Lokmanu. I think very impressive, great of him to do that. And another thing, that he was able to contain Darvesh's attack, and he did not concede a lot of goals in that game as well. I mean, scoring 13 goals is a huge achievement, but then conceding only 3 against a player of Darvesh's caliber, even if it's at the end of the season, is an incredible achievement. I think that's going to give him a lot of momentum going into the next game. And he's going to face the winner of Vicky or Fadil. And I mean, Vicky and Fadil, whoever wins is going to face Akshat. And very honestly, if I was Vicky or Fadil, I am going to look at this game and I'm going to be a little, nervous, thinking, okay, this man for sure knows what he's doing. And I think I'd like to congratulate Akshat once again. I would like to congratulate him once again. And I think that's going to be it from my side.
Absolutely. And that being said, after a fantastic game for all the viewers, 16 goals. Once again, we saw 14 yesterday, 16 today. We all need a breather. I myself, particularly, Selvin, you and I both need a breather. That being said, we'll go for a quick break and we'll be right back for the next game, because next game promises to be even more competitive with the players that are on show for today. So we'll see you guys just in a bit.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Welcome back to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series FIFA 21 powered by Hell Energy Drink. I think this was a fantastic game that we saw. We all needed a breather. To anyone and everyone that is coming into the stream right now, you guys have just missed a 16-goal thriller. And that too when a player was supposed to be an underdog actually ended up beating a player by that margin, 13-3 on aggregate, Selvin. We needed that break, and now I want you to take us through real quick because we have another game lined up in store for us, which is going to be absolute banger.
It is. I think, as you said, we really needed that breather. And now that we have this game done and dusted, the more we talk about it is going to be less because every moment in that game was a moment of magic. I think Akshat came up with a game plan. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to get those goals, defend, attack in that order. And he just executed his plan to perfection. I think planning is one thing and executing is the other. And Akshat just gave us an example of how it is done. And very honestly, with the first game, as we were discussing Lokmani, we was keeping it simple. He was sticking to the basics, passing around, playing those through balls, right place, right time. But in the second game, this man actually showed us, I think he heard us and he was like, Tumko mera game you're watching, you think it's simple? Let me just show it to you what all I can do. Every goal of his had some or the other skill move involved. And I think my personal favorite was the third goal that he scored, which was with Lukaku, which left both of us stunned and, our jaws were on the floor. Wow, I am very, very, very impressed. And I think I am never going to forget what I just saw today. And I think if there is any viewer who's actually not seen it, you all need to check out the stream later on. You all can subscribe to the channel and, you can just go ahead and watch it later on. But do not miss the game between Akshat and Darvesh.
Oh, absolutely. I think, Selvin, with that being said, like you mentioned, everybody has to come back to that game and watch it. But we have to move on after that, specifically after that last match. I think I'm in a situation where I just want to see some more quality. And with that being said, we have another quality game, and that is Aman Varsi versus Akash. Now, I'll be talking about both these players separately, Selvin, and I know both these players. Obviously, more about Aman Varsi. That Aman Varsi is a competitive FIFA player himself. Has played plenty of tournaments. He is one of the best players Dehradun has. Of course, I've traveled there. I've played a couple of tournaments there. I know his quality. I've seen him compete in Delhi and all around the country, in fact. And he is a very good player. All we have to see about is Selvin, like Darvesh's case, because we knew Darvesh is a much more experienced person, but, well, we got a surprise from Akshat Khandelwal that time. But Aman Varsi is a very good player. And Akash, on the other hand, I'm still waiting to see what he has in store for us. Aman Varsi, of course, is going to go all out with that experience, with that confidence. But Selvin, I need to know this from you. That do you think can Akash pull off an Akshat? I mean, do you think we can be seeing that? Because as neutrals, we want some action. We want to see something interesting, don't we?
We do, and let me be honest, I will not be surprised if we see something like that. Now, as you were talking about Aman and Akash, Aman Varsi obviously has been a good player, but then I've not seen him a lot in the scene this year, which is what, gives me like the vibe that Akash can come up with something like Akshat did just now. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a pretty close game. And regardless of what, I think we're going to see a lot of goals. I've seen Aman play and he plays very well. He is like, always looking for those options for the pass. He's always looking for that killer pass out of nowhere, the element of surprise. And it's going to be a pretty interesting game is what I can tell you.
Absolutely, indeed. I think this is what we wait for every time a FIFA game comes out. We tend to see a lot of new players come up as well. So obviously we'll be kicking off in the next couple of minutes with this game between Aman Varsi and Akash, and something as compared to yesterday, Selvin. There are a lot of competitive players playing today. There are players who are actually pros in this game at some point of time in their lives, or they're currently, like you see Vicky, for an example, which will be kicking off at 8 o'clock, that game against Fadil. Fadil is one of the best players from Bangalore, and Vicky is, of course, a part of the Indian national team. He's my teammate, and he obviously is a top quality player. So, Selvin, the games that we're going to witness today are just incredible. And every single time a new FIFA comes up, there are new players added to the competitive pro scene in India. And we might just see Akash play as well as Akshat. So I cannot wait for this game.
Same here. I cannot wait for it either. I think both these games are going to be pretty interesting. And as we were discussing yesterday, the first game set a standard for the rest of the games. I think today Darvesh and Akshat have done the same thing. There have been 16 goals today. And I will not be surprised if the next game between Aman and Akash gives us more than 16 goals. I think for the audience, just be prepared because you're going to see a lot of goals in this one, and it's going to be something crazy. And although I would say I have a feeling as of now, I think Aman has the edge because he's again played in the competitive vibe. He's played in those competitive tournaments. He's toured across India to play them. And I think he just has this edge with regards to FIFA 21 at this stage.
Absolutely, well said. I think when the game is about to finish, and we all joke and laugh about this, Selvin, don't we, amongst us pros, that how are you still playing FIFA 21? The game's dead. FIFA 22 beta is out. How are you still playing this game, etc., etc. But this all comes down to being a player that wants to win, right? At the end of the day, you're competing for that prize money, for that glory, and we have to say that there are some players who are grinding day in day out to reach that stage. An example was Akshat in the last game, shows the grind. But with that being said, we are into the next game, which is a second fixture of the day, and this is between Aman Varsi and Akash. So we can see Akash in the Indian team kit, which is very nice to see because that's in the game and that's something every Indian should be proud of. That's something I have to mention. We don't see that much when it comes to FIFA, to be honest. But obviously, Aman Varsi, being the more experienced player, is coming into this game playing from left to right in the white kit, and Akash playing from right to left in the Indian team kit. Both the players they look to have very good teams, I must say. In the FIFA Ultimate Team, I think they have grinded a lot this year. And Selvin, what do you think about this game? What are your predictions? That's something I did not ask you before the game started, though.
Well, yeah, I am actually a little surprised with regards to the way this game has been played. And I think before I say the predictions, there is a chance here for Neymar Jr., but then he's given that extra pass, and that is a goal already. Lokmanu, I think our predictions are not going to matter for sure because every time these players go in front, they reach the penalty box, they're always scoring. And it's incredible that we have a goal already. Your thoughts on the goal?
I mean, what a brilliant goal that was. And I have to correct myself, though. Apologies, because I got a bit confused. It's actually Aman playing from right to left in the Indian kit, and Akash is playing from left to right in the white kit. Because from what I remember is, Aman Varsi always wanted a team of the year, and the abbreviation for team of the year is Totti, and his team name is Totti Dedo, Selvin. Isn't that so ironic right now? But with that, what a save that is from Courtois. How did Neymar not score that? Akash could have equalized. But just when I was talking about this, Selvin, Aman Varsi with his team Totti Dedo, usko mil gaya uska Totti when he scored from that Ronaldo, Selvin. What a great feeling that must have been, no?
It must have been indeed. I mean, that these are moments that you live for. And even Aman is someone who knows, like, no matter how good he has been with regards to the FIFA scene, I think when everything starts to connect, the way you said with regards to his team name, Totti Dedo, and him scoring with the team of the year player, I think that's always a good feeling. And I think when he listens to this, he'll be even more happy to have scored that goal. But I was very impressed with that extra pass that he gave to Ronaldo from Neymar. And again, that big save that came up. So I think it's Aman's day and he has to make the most of this and he has to get that next goal. But then having said that, here's Neymar again, and he could have gone for the extra pass, but he did not. And that's danger cleared for Aman.
Absolutely. I think that was a kind of a situation where Aman could have conceded because Neymar has come so close, and we all know Akshat's quality because from what I'm hearing right now, it's the same Akash. Sorry, not Akshat. Akash is a very good player. Once again, like Akshat, you can see the dribbling, you can see those short cancels, you can see the dribbling outside the box. He's being extremely, extremely composed there to try and get a chance. Selvin, like I said, the fixtures that we have today, these are nobody is an underdog. Not after what we've seen from Akshat, not what we're seeing from Akash. This is going to be a very close game right till the end where you don't expect any of the players to basically take it home until unless they actually perform in this game. And Aman Varsi is straight away taking control of this game after being a little shaky at the back. Neymar missing that chance, point blank, Selvin. Do you think Akash can get that goal real quickly.
Well, looking at how things are, I am pretty impressed with the way Aman has defended after conceding the goal. But then here he is again. Akash has a chance. He's come into the good zone, but then that's well defended by Akash and Lorente. And as I just said that, he's given the ball away. He is the one who's given the ball to Akash. It is 1-1. Neymar scores this time. And I think this is going to be a pretty interesting game because that's something that Aman did not want to do. He wanted to score the second goal and go on with this game. But then 1-1, and I think we have a game on.
We do indeed, because wow, that's not a mistake that you would want to do at this level whenever you're playing for a prize money, whenever you're playing at a stage where you're trying to qualify for the next round, playing against such tough opponents. That's a very silly mistake, I have to say, from Anwarsi. Very unlikely of him, because you don't see that from him. He's got a lot of experience. He's played against the best of the players in India, and of course, you will be seeing some more composure as we go along. But both the players playing the same formation, Selvin, is like we always talk about, don't we? The formations matter so much in this game. Both these players are matching each other. 64% of possession for Akash here, which is quite dominating, I must say, in terms of just not giving any sort of control to Aman Varsi. Aman Varsi has to rely on those chances that he gets from time to time. But he can't afford that mistake, Selvin. Not in a sweaty game, as we all call it, can he?
Absolutely. I think there is never a chance for these mistakes, and it also affects the way you look at the game. You make a mistake, you concede a goal, and then a lot of people are always in that fear that they may concede another one, and they restrict themselves from taking risks, which, Aman tried to, but then it did not pay off for him. And having said that, how the spaces are opening up for Akash so easily. He's very comfortable on the ball. He's doing those cancels. He's moving around so swiftly. And look at Aman trying to wait for him to attack. But here he is with Ronaldo, and that is a big save by Courtois. Wow.
Wow, that's a fantastic save, Selvin. I think he could have gone the other side. He did an elastico. Probably could have done a reverse elastico there and score that goal, because that would have basically created an angle on the far post where the keeper wasn't there. Big ups to Aman Vasi for covering that angle and forcing Ronaldo. The R9, obviously, the Brazilian R9 is just phenomenal, as we all know, in this game. So, obviously, it is incredible to see how R9 is good on both his feet. Sorry. And it's just going to be a matter of time where the keeper is not there to save those top quality shots that R9 takes on goal. But halftime, quite an even game, I have to say, Selvin. Both the players going at each other. Aman Varsi even queuing a pause just to see what his opponent is playing. Back from your own days, Selvin, do you think there's been a huge change of tactics in this game? Because in the pro scene, we see players making a lot of changes nowadays with their tactics, with their instructions. Was that the case with older FIFAs as well, or do you think that's just come in right now?
I think I would say it has come in right now with regards to tactics and strategy, especially. In the olden days, you could change your formation, you could change your play style, but then there were a few things that you could not do. For example, goalkeeper movement. For example, trying to go ahead and going for drop back, or trying to go ahead and going for that constant pressure is something that was not possible. Having said that, these players are playing so nicely, so swiftly, and I'm really liking the way they're going forward with this game, because it's not a boring game. It's an end-to-end game, but it's pretty much competitive, and that's what we like to see. It's 1-1 at this stage. Here is Akash with a big chance with Neymar. He goes the other side. He tries to cancel it again, but he's got the ball again with Goretzka, and this is going to be a big chance for Akash. He's gone the other way. Can he score? And no. Courtois once again with a decisive save. I think that's 3 big saves made in this game. I think especially the one which he made from R9 was the most impressive already. And Aman has to regroup. He has to regroup, and he needs to get his tactics and get his plan right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the clearance from David Alaba there just goes to show Aman Varsi is hanging by the strings, literally, hanging by a thread here, because that clearance was much needed. We saw even in the first half, Selvin, when that Neymar directional nutmeg skill happened and Courtois saved it point blank. This is Courtois saving Aman Varsi again and again. It could have been 3-4 goals easily to Akash, the way he's attacking. I think it's phenomenal to see. Aman Varsi has to regroup, focus a bit more on his attacking. We can see he's calm and composed. We can see he knows how to break down his opponent's defense, but he's not able to control his defense at all. And that's the advantage, you can say, Akash is taking over him. 60 minutes are up. Game is quite even, although Akash seems to be the person likely to get the next goal. Selvin, do you think that changes things? Do you think if Akash gets that goal, he will put Aman Varsi under a lot of pressure?
Well, right now, I think Aman is already under a lot of pressure. I think that mistake has taken a big toll on him. Plus, the way Akash has developed into this game is phenomenal. Because let's be very honest, Lokmanu, the first goal that Aman scored, I think if you can score a goal like that against any player, you are going into a game with a lot of confidence. But Akash came back pretty strongly. He had 3 big saves thanks to Courtois, which Aman, who's Courtois made those saves. But Akash could have been, as you were saying, 3-1, 4-1 up in this game. And for me, Aman is looking a little under pressure.
Absolutely. I think your analysis was spot on there, Selvin. As you being a veteran gamer of FIFA, you have played against some of the best players in your time. And now that you're here casting with me, it's obviously a pleasure to sit here with you and talk about this game where we see two really young players. Honestly, Selvin, players half your age as well. They're competing in this, so that makes you feel quite old, I must say. And with that being said, 70 minutes are almost done on the clock. I'm pretty sure Aman Varsi must be thinking, what do I need to do to stop this attack from Akash, who's been nothing but phenomenal, especially having that R9. Dembele is in a prime position to score that goal. Atal does a fake shot. Couple of beautiful skills, just does not get that time and space, to be honest. Very difficult to break down Aman Varsi's defense in that particular attack. But kudos to Akash for being a professional and basically rotating the ball, taking that foul, and not conceding possession. Because when you're not finding any space outside the box, you have to keep the ball. You have to rotate. That's exactly what Akash did. But Aman Varsi defending a bit more professionally, a bit more stable this time. But until how long is the question, because Neymar Jr. has just got inside the box and bangs one in near post. That is 2-1 to Akash after multiple attempts scoring that crucial goal.
Incredible, man. Incredible, isn't it, Lokmanu? I mean, we were hoping that, there are going to be more goals in this game. And I think you and me both knew that Akash was looking the more likely to score that goal. And what composure in there, isn't it, Lokmanu?
No, absolutely, Selvin, because is exactly what we talk about. No, that composure comes in from experience, and Akash definitely looks like that player who's played this game day in day out, especially in FIFA 21. These are the players that are making their name in the pro scene, Selvin. Now we're seeing so many players. I was mentioning this earlier. Ronaldo, my bad. I don't know why I called him Ronaldinho. Maybe it's just my love for the Barcelona legend. But R9, on the other hand, scores a fantastic goal, and that's none other than Mr. Brazil, you can call him, because he is one of the best strikers of his days, isn't he, Selvin? Scoring on either foot without any sort of difficulties, giving that second goal advantage to Akash. Incredible.
Incredible indeed. And I think, Lokmanu, may it be Courtois, may it be any keeper in this world, there is nobody saving that when R9 goes with that venom, to the far post. And as soon as he hit that, the power button loaded, I think I was very sure that it's going to be 3-1. Big ups to Akash. It was a very well taken goal. And I think it was very nice to see as well with regards to him not missing with Ronaldo this time, as he did in the first half. And as we say, he is almost running a riot, because here he's with Neymar, but that's well defended by Alaba and by Aman Varsi. clearing the ball for now. He needs to get the next goal so that he can get something into that second leg, isn't it?
Absolutely, and the last chance of this might fall to Aman Varsi. He is seeing this timeout, 90th minute. We all know what the 90th minute can do. Neymar in a very good position, does a couple of skills, no space whatsoever given by Akash. Can Aman make the most of this chance? Dribbling with Neymar, tries to play a pass to Ronaldo, but fantastic defending. Fabulous play from Akash there to see this game out in a much professional manner that you would expect from a player playing under pressure, considering these are his initial tournament days. Akash Ash, exactly, I was right about that. Is a bit more information on these players beforehand. Not having that, Selvin, I think gives us the element of surprise. And now that we do know about them, now I know Akash Ash being a player who's seen a lot more nowadays. But Selvin, what a fantastic game that was. R9, Neymar, that Brazilian combination. Maybe it was too much Brazilian there, which is why I called him Ronaldinho, Selvin. I think maybe you're not the one getting old. Maybe I'm the person who's getting old here.
Yes, I think that's something that I'll be very happy to say and very happy to agree with. I'm not the person who's getting old. But yeah, having said that, what a game have we just witnessed. It did not have a lot of goals, but it did have a lot of action and a lot of entertainment. One thing I think, if you are a FIFA player who's watching, like, this is about risk. This is about risk versus reward. For Aman, unfortunately, the risk did not pay off. But for Akash, every time he went with that risk of trying to, going for that extra pass or taking the shot first time, it did pay off at times. And I think it is nothing better than, watching your risk paying off, isn't it, Lokmanu?
It indeed is, and that's what I was talking about, to be able to actually hold on to your defense so well, and knowing how good Aman Varsi is with his attack. But he saw that there's a vulnerability in Varsi's defense, and he took advantage of that. He actually played so well with those shot cancel, with those directional nutmegs, with those fake shots. I mean, everything that Akash has did in his attack, even though Aman's Courtois, his goalkeeper, tried to save a lot of times. That's exactly what I was talking about. For how long? And the second leg is there to come. There's not much difference. It's only 2 goals. Aman just has to come back, regroup himself, Selvin. Just we've seen this so many times during LAN events and during online tournaments as well. Players take those 5 minutes to basically understand where they went wrong, what exactly they need to do to change their tactics, to change their instructions. It's such a difficult game that a layman's eye cannot catch, because what's going on in your mind as a player in that moment, Selvin, is very difficult to predict, very difficult to see. And Aman Varsi has to prove the doubters wrong, because he's got the experience. People must be wondering, he's got so much of experience. Why is he falling behind? But on the other hand, Akash has been nothing but fantastic. You can see this guy coming into the pro scene next year and beating the top of the top pros.
I I do agree with you, Lokmanu. But I think, with regards to this game that I just saw, I was thinking about this during the game as well. I think Aman Varsi was actually trying to play a lot with the meta, trying to score the goals that he would usually score during his weekend league or during his practice games. I think Akash was well prepared for it with regards to his defense, being at the right place at the right time, either with his, standing tackles or with his sliding tackles. And as a FIFA player, I think when you try something day in, day out, and it does not pay off for you during a tournament game, you are always in that, mentality. I mean, in that mindset where you feel, okay, I don't think it's going to work out for me this time. I need to focus. I need to change my tactics. And I think these decisions can actually cost you a game, can actually cost you a championship. I think if I was Aman Varsi at this time, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is my game style. I am not adjusting. This is my plan. I need to make Akash play as per my style. And if I'm Akash, I'm just thinking I need to score that first goal. I need to make sure that Aman Varsi is playing under pressure and I make the most of the pressure and, make him crumble under his own pressure.
Absolutely. I think those are some spot on analysis. With that being said, we can go for a quick short break and then we can come back to see this game. And okay, maybe we have to continue. Just got the update from the technical team that we'll be going up, because I thought there is some time that we need, buffer time that the players need in between those two games. But Selvan, coming back to what you had said, it's all about exploiting the mistakes, and it's all about for Varsi to basically to counter that. He has to go a bit more offensive. Like we've seen Aman Varsi struggling to attack, not being able to break down Akash's defense because he's been rock solid at the back and very good at going forward. So if you were in Aman Varsi's position right now, what is the exact tactical change that you would be doing, because you are still in touch with the game? I know you, that's a question you would want to ask me, but I still want to know from you because you play the game day in day out as well. And what's that thing that you would do, the first thing that you would do as soon as the game starts?
I think in this situation, I would not change my formation or something like that, because if that's something that I've practiced with, I'm going with that formation. But then there's one thing that I noticed which did not work for Aman Varsi, was that he was going very narrow at all the times, trying to create the through ball from the center. I think he may have to spread it out wide, create those spaces, because of the wide angles that he goes to, and then maybe look for that killer through ball, which he's very good at. Try to find that opening from the wings, try to find that opening, via the cutback or something like that, and try and get that first goal somehow. Because if he can get that first goal, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Akash. Although I have to admit, when I saw the game, it looked like Akash is playing under zero pressure. He was ice cool with his decision making, because he was missing chances. He was still creating them. He was, not even misplacing any passes or something in the final third, which is very, very, very impressive.
Absolutely, indeed. But I think we do need that break after all, because it can be a situation where you need some time to figure out and set up your match. But with that being said, we'll quickly go for a short break. Be right back with the second leg of this amazing fixture, guys. Do stay here. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश, ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Welcome back to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series, FIFA 21, powered by Hell Energy Drink. We're back, and of course, we saw the first leg. It was 3-1 to Akash against a very renowned player, which is Aman Warsi, and it's still a very close affair, Selvin. What do you think, first of all? We have some technical difficulties, by the way, for this game. It will take some time for the second leg to start. But Selvin, your thoughts once again for someone who might have joined in right now to be able to see such a close game. You know how close things can get in this game. And there you see the scoreline, Akash against Varsi. 3-1 up. Very close game. Akash looks the more dominant one. Selvin, your thoughts?
Yes, indeed. I think, Akash did look like somebody who had his game plan set and who knew what he was doing. Aman, on the other hand, was somebody who had planned everything perfectly, but then Akash had that roadblock in front of him and did not allow him to execute his strategies. And as we were discussing before the break, I think Aman has to, change a little bit with regards to the way he approaches when it comes to scoring a goal. He has to go wide at times, maybe go for that extra pass again, go back, come in front, move Akash and his defenders out of position. I think that's what he has to focus on, because the more times he tries to score and he fails, the more his confidence is hit. And that's something that is fatal at this stage, because it's one leg, the deficit is of 2 goals. And with the player of Akash's caliber, the way he played that first leg, I think he's not playing under any pressure at all. He was looking pretty smooth, especially with the way he finished that game as well. No panic, absolutely calm, absolutely composed. I think Aman has a mountain to climb here.
He definitely does. I think it's going to be a case where both these players will have to go all out. Akash can play a bit passive because he knows he's winning, and these are the games, Selvin, what I was talking about yesterday, where you see these kind of players don't really go all out, like we were saying in the case of Sahil Thakur and Kyle yesterday. The pros try and see this game out whenever they have the lead, which is quite interesting because it's the way they do it. No, it's game management. It's a very unique thing, and not every player can do it. That's what makes you a pro over a casual player. So I'm interested, quite interested to see how Akash can do it in a tournament match, knowing that he started this year itself, and how he can progress towards FIFA 22. But Varsi, having so much of experience, has that time, has that experience to basically come back into the game and turn this game on its head. So, of course, there are some technical issues. We will still wait for the confirmation from the technical team. When are we going ahead with this match? But I cannot wait for this leg because it's a proper pro v pro affair. And the way these guys are playing, they are hungry for that prize money and for that spot at the LAN event, which every player wants, Selvin, but only one can have it. There's so many top players in this tournament, Selvin. We have the likes of Aditya Chadda, Saransh Jain, Sagnik, Somak, Naveen, Vicky. I mean, you see these kind of players in there. It's going to be such a close affair every single match. And we are seeing that today, aren't we?
We are indeed. I think, even these two players have that potential to reach the finals of the LAN event. I mean, and meet Charan Jot, of course, and also maybe to make Charan Jot sweat a little if needed. And with regards to the other pros, including yourself, I think this competition, this tournament has a mad set of players who can give us a lot of entertainment, who can give us a lot of goals, who can give us a lot of moments of magic. That's what we would like to see a lot more in this tournament. Yesterday, we saw the first game between Kyle and Sahil, which had absolute mad moments. It was end to end. We saw the first game today between Darvesh and Akshat, which was again end to end, 14 and 16 goals respectively. So I think, yes, with regards to talent, with regards to potential, we have some crazy things lined up for us. And in this game, especially Akash versus Aman, I have a feeling we're going to see some moments of magic once again because Aman is going to go all out trying to get those 2 goals. And Akash is going to stick to his game plan, trying to score the first goal and then staying back.
Absolutely, indeed, because this is a case where only one can go ahead with this game, Selvin. Not both the players, obviously, and not even a case where there are two players getting qualified from this whole qualifier. It's only one, right?
Yeah.
And that player is going to go ahead and match CJ up in the LAN event. So the competition is fierce. There's only one spot available. Aman Varsi is thinking about that. That is going on his head. But that is exactly how a pro differentiates themselves from a player with no experience. And Varsi has that kind of experience to be able to have this pressure on the back of his head and still try and come back in this game. So my money is still on Varsi. I know you're inclined towards Akash and I know how good Akash is, but I think always, whenever you're casting as a team, right? So in a pair, you always favor, I would favor one player, you would favor the other because that makes things absolutely interesting. That being said, the game has just started. My money is still on Aman Varsi. Selvin's money is on Akash. Akash is leading by 3 goals to 1. We have fantastic game on our hands. The second leg, Akash straight away plays it to R9. But Totti Dedo has defended really well, Selvin. I think I should be saying that more often, don't I?
You should. I think Aman would like to hear more of it. And having said that, here he is on the attack. But look at how composed Akash is. I think in these situations, you are always thinking, okay, I do not want to concede a penalty. I don't want to do something silly that can give away a goal and that can dent my confidence. And again, look at him. He's just fooling around with his goalkeeper, waiting for Aman to put the pressure. He knows that Aman is the one who has to come out and attack. And here he is trying to do that. That's a good first-time fake shot, but well defended by Militao. Here's Modric with the ball, playing it in the midfield to Frankie de Jong. Aman trying his best with that press. Lokmanu, I think this is going to be pretty interesting and pretty intense, isn't it?
It definitely is because you can see Aman trying to attack with everything that he has in front of him. He does not have another leg. Obviously, he just has to get back into this game no matter how much pressure he is under. He has to take his chances. And Akash is not letting up, tries to play a pass to Neymar, just not enough to beat the defender of Aman Varsi there. Aman Varsi playing in the Indian team kit. So you can see he's quite an enthusiast, quite a player that would keep such kits. And yeah, I've seen it in the past. I mean, Selvin, you know about it. Aman Varsi comes from a background where you know it's just quite patriotic, I have to say, and that's showing in FIFA. So that passion, the word passion that we keep using, Selvin, in the community as a joke as well. Do you think that's actually come into place with those kits and all now? Huh?
I mean, yeah, it is. Like, it's a very bold thing to do, like, and a pretty patriotic thing as well. A lot of people would love to see India on the global stage, not just with FIFA, but also with football. And if you can do it via a kit while you play, like, a FIFA game, then why not? Having said that, here he is trying to do something, but I think Aman is again sticking to those same tactics that he was doing in the last game. He's not really pulling out his attack wide, which is why Akash is getting that extra space to defend with extra players, because all of his defenders are in position. And I think that's something that Aman has to try and change if he needs that first goal. Because look at Akash, he's pretty confident with his attack, and that's well defended.
That indeed is, and when you talk about the tactics that Akash is using right now, you have to consider that he is just starting out, Selvin. He started off this year itself as a player who's trying to make a name for himself. And Aman, as we all know, how just talking about the Indian team kit and how passionate he is when it comes to playing since years that he's competing. He knows that he wants to make it big. He wants to be amongst the top players in India. You can see that in game. You can see the effort that he's put in, the grind every single day. You have to put in those hours. Has Aman Varsi put in enough though? That's the question, because Akash has been phenomenal, and that's a test for Aman Varsi. I'm just trying to spice things up, Selvin. I really want this game to go right till the end. I mean, if Aman Varsi could hear me, if only. I'm just trying to motivate him to try and get to that level where he is, because I've seen him at his best. No matter what happens, this man never gives up. He has that never die mentality. Can he take it forward in this game?
Yeah, I think he does indeed. He has that positive attitude, the positive intent that he can come back from every situation. And as a person, I think he is a very positive person as well when it comes to taking any decisions, or with regards to, experiencing a defeat or experiencing that he's not able to play his best. But right now, as you can see, he's trying everything that he can to open up that defense. But let's be very honest, Akash is looking pretty composed in defense because his defenders are not moving out of position. Now, again, I'm trying to, if Aman could listen to me, he's going to try and get that chance, but then he is not going to score from it. He has to try and use those wide players, Lokmanu, don't you think?
He has to indeed. I think that was a very good chance. Aman has been very patient with his build-up. I must say, Akash has been phenomenal with his defense. Aman just has to be a little more careful with those passes. I think it's all about the final pass that will convert that chance for him. It's all about isolating the defenders. This is something all the pros say. Even the best players in the world, they always talk about isolating the defender with your striker, where there's no option, where your striker ends up in a one-on-one situation with your opponent's centre back, or his any of his defenders, and you're able to just do a skill or make a one-touch pass and get that final goal in. Now, Aman Varsi, of course, is taking his time. He's being very sensible about this. This is what I was talking about. This beautiful Indian team kit can get that magic done. Selvin, we have seen that on the stage where we have seen see exactly what I was talking about. 45th minute, the kit. I don't know if it's anything else, but the kit has done the magic, because I was going to talk about the likes of CJ and Sid playing for the Indian team in those qualifiers. And it was so fantastic to see, wasn't that, Selvin? Do you think this is the charm? Do you think that is the kind of, you can say, the exposure, the I don't know, lost for words right now in this case because Aman Varsi is getting his game back up again.
Well, yeah, I think, but I understood what you're trying to say. And let's be honest, Aman deserves a lot of credit and he deserved that first goal. He's been trying throughout the 45 minutes, he's been trying to get that goal. And, as a neutral, as a spectator watching, I think that's what we wanted. All of us wanted to see a pretty tight second half. And as on your screen, you can see a lot of tactics are being changed. One goal is the difference right now. 3 to Akash, 2 for Aman. And I think the second half, which has just kicked off, is going to be pretty intense. Let's see what different Akash has in store this time and if he can handle this pressure of a tournament.
Well said there, Selvin, because I think the fact that he's starting off recently is quite a sloppy thing for Kimmich to do for Aman Varsi there. I think maybe it's just too much excitement of playing for Totti Dedo, I guess, Selvin.
Can be for sure. And I think we are loving that team name by Aman Varsi. Big ups to him for that team name that's given us content. And here he is again trying to get into those spaces with Ronaldo. He had a chance to run in wide, but he's given it back. I think that's sensible gaming, as you said, sensible game management, not taking that unnecessary risk unless it's needed. But then I think there he expected to do something else and the execution unfortunately did not favor him thanks to the FIFA 21 dynamics. And here is Akash, who is going to do everything now to get that goal and settle this game once and for all.
Absolutely. I think now that Aman is running out of time, I mean, there's still a lot of time, obviously. It's just only the 55th minute that we're in, and Varsi is only down by a single goal. He is going to push out a bit more, which is going to make his defense a bit more vulnerable than it was, before. So I think we're going to be seeing much more of Akash attacking. That's exactly what's happening. Neymar does a nice fake stop. R9 with a good position. That's such a poor mistake from him, and that could cost him a goal. He still has the ball. Neymar does a reverse elastic. Oh, what a save that is from Thibaut Courtois. What's happening, Selvin? This goalkeeper has eaten something special for breakfast. What is happening?
I mean, those 3 minutes, those 3 in-game minutes were possibly do or die, moments for Aman Varsi. Imagine conceding a goal because of those errors happening and then that save coming up. I think Aman Varsi has just taken a huge, a deep breath, a sigh of relief for him that it did not go in. And he has to thank Courtois because over the 2 legs, Courtois is the reason why the difference is still on 1 goal. And here he has a chance, but then that's a big save by Jan Oblak on the other end. It could have been 3-3 on aggregate. We are seeing absolute entertainment. Guys in the chat, are you guys not enjoying this one?
I'm sure they are, because I think that was a case, Selvin. If I look at it from a player's perspective, knowing that Kylian Mbappe is right-footed, he should have basically got him onto his right foot instead of going onto his left. But nonetheless, that was some really, really good play. Oh my God, what have I seen? This is beautiful. What are we witnessing here, Selvin? What a goal that is. That skill to basically put that chance forward for Dembele. R9, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget this name. One of the best strikers of his generation has just done a beautiful, beautiful skill to beat the defender. Laying it like so simply, just onto the feet of Dembele as if he just had nothing to do but just to place it perfectly in the corner, making it look so damn simple.
Very true. Lokmanu, I think you just said it there, making it look simple. But let's just face it, that was a goal of the highest quality and it was created by a player of the highest quality, R9. Those skills and those decisions are some things that can win you games. And that was something that Aman did not expect. And when this happens, you are just lost. You do not know what your opponent is going to do next. And that's what happened there. Dembele had a clear chance, and I think not even Dembele would have missed that. Having said that, here is game on once again. Ronaldo on the score sheet right from kickoff. I think I cannot control my excitement right now. 2-1 to Aman Varsi, 4-3 to Akash on aggregate. There's going to be another change being made, another tactical change, I'm assuming, for Aman. And I think, Lokmanu, the last 20 minutes of this game, we are going to be all excited right in the same tone, isn't it?
It is, and I would like to say once again that this game is one of the best games I've seen because of its end-to-end nature. And just when I was talking about it, Aman Varsi scoring with a Team of the Year. What do you think I'm going to say next, Selvin? This is fantastic to see because that is a Team of the Year card that he scores with. Totti Dedo is his team name. Can we see another goal from Ronaldo? It's going to be fantastic, really. Look at the numbers going forward for Aman Varsi. I think that's probably a bad joke. I think I should stop with it now because the match is just getting really intense. Neymar plays it to Ronaldo again on his right foot. Still has the ball. The attack still hasn't finished. Acuna in a very good position. Manages to hold on to the ball. Nice 1-2 there with Ousmane Dembele. But just too much excitement or too much rush is the word that I can use for Aman Varsi. Could have shown a bit of composure. That being said, straight off the bat, through ball from Akash into the path of Dembele. Does an elastico cancel. Sorry, that was a Cricketa cancel and takes a shot, but again, great save from Courtois. Selvin, I need to catch a breather. This is just turning out to be a crazy, crazy game.
Crazy game indeed. I mean, I was not speaking anything, but the exact emotions, as you were saying, they were exactly my emotions too. I think this is getting down to the wire. And look, Manu, very honestly, at this time, okay, Akash has a big decision to make. Either he can sit back, hold on, and let Aman attack and then try for the counter, or he goes for something like, where he thinks, okay, I got this game. I am just going to go ahead, get that next goal, make it 2-2, and finish this game. But I think these are decisions that you make that define you as a champion, or that defines you during a tournament. And Akash, I think, is going to take the right decision.
I think he will, and he still has time. What a touch that is from Goretzka. Does a short cancel. Still has the ball, despite so many bodies in front of him, Selvin. Goes back, rotates it. This is exactly what I was going to say before the corner. He just has to be very smart because he still has that 1-goal lead on aggregate. He has to be very careful because if Aman scores this next goal, it'll exactly be the same score line that was in the last game, but only it'll be in Aman Varsi's favor. This time we have to see some amazing, amazing composure from Akash for him to be able to see this game out. But on the other hand, Aman Varsi has to throw the kitchen sink on Akash and try and get that equalizer because he doesn't have much time, Selvin. There's literally 3 minutes to go. That's all he's got in this qualifier. If he doesn't equalize, he's out of this tournament. There are no second chances.
That is right, Lokmani. I think in this situation, Aman knows that he's come all-out attack. He has to score because he cannot lose the ball as his defense is open. You can see on the radar there are only 2 people defending back for him. And with the speed that Akash's team has, I think it's going to be fatal. And there is the mistake that Akash was hoping for. But look at him. He's not rushing. He knows he is the one who owns this. And he's made the right decision. Dembele with the ball on the wings. He's going to take his time. Going to pass it to Neymar. Is this going to be the final nail in the coffin? It is going to be. That's 2-2 on the night. But a respect celebration. 5-3 on aggregate to Akash. I think, Lokmani, we've had a great game, and I would like to know your thoughts on the second leg especially.
I think the second leg was much more, you can say, much more competitive if you have to look at it from that point of view. Both the players knew that this is the do-or-die situation. They have to play in the best possible manner. But Akash, massive, massive congratulations to him for beating Aman Varsi, who is a top player. And then again, Akash, maximum composure. He was about to concede that goal, Selvin. When you saw that chance, and this is something we've seen in FIFA a lot of times, haven't we, Selvin? That you miss a chance when that Mbappe chance was missed by Aman Varsi, when he could have right foot, shot on the near post, that chance got saved. And then, right on the other hand, Akash, broke through the defense of Varsi on the counter and scored that goal. We've seen this so many times. Every pro player complains about this, that I missed a sitter. and I've conceded it now. I think that was the turning point in this game. Had Varsi equalized there, I think Varsi could have taken this because he played so much better than he did in the first half. He had plenty of chances. He could have actually converted this. And I'm telling you, his composure was right up there. It was just that Akash was better on this day. Very little to separate the two of them. I haven't seen a closer game than this in a long time because obviously we are seeing these kind of tournaments with so much of determination. Players have so much of passion, as I was using. We all joke about it, don't we, Selvin? But it is true. That passion is always there in a competitive player. No matter how lightly you take this game, no matter how seriously you take this game, no matter what stage that you're at this game, but as a competitive player, you try and give the best at every single time. Akash has done that this time.
Yes, indeed. I think we've seen some great games. We've spoken a lot about this. It has been an absolute crazy game. And big ups to Akash. Congratulations on winning, showing that mad composure right from the start till the end. And I think he was not having a lot of things in his favor at times because Courtois was making some incredible saves. But Akash kept pushing. He had the decision to make. He chose to, hold on at the end. And a well-deserved victory. Hard luck to Aman Varsi, but I think, he did everything that he could possibly do to win this game. And this is only going to make him stronger. The next time he comes out in FIFA 22, I think we're going to expect a different Aman Varsi, who's going to be even more prepared for this one.
Absolutely. Like you rightly said, Aman Varsi is going to come back stronger because he has got that elite mentality. We've seen him win so many tournaments, but we win some, we lose some. That being said, we're going to take a short break because once we're back, we will be having a very good match. Vicky plays up against Fadil Afridi. I will be talking more about this. And that's a match you don't want to miss. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trends. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Guys, welcome back to Josh Presents Esports Premier Series powered by Hell Energy Drink. And we're here for a FIFA 21 tournament, as you all know. And today, joining me once again is a very special person, as always. Like I call him, the face of entertainment, one of the most amazing guys that I know from the community, and that is none other than Super Keel. Welcome in, brother, to the stream. We've had some crazy games before you joined in. We had none other than Selvin, of course, the other absolute goat, the veteran gamer of the scene. He was there to cast some of the best matches. But now that you're here, how's the feeling in the camp, and what are you feeling about this really good game that is coming on, which is Vicky versus Fadil?
I mean, okay, thank you so much for that introduction. I don't know whether I deserve that, but the feeling in the camp, the feeling in this camp right here is of, I'm just so disappointed that I missed out on those two games. I was keeping up, but, commentating on it, experiencing it with you guys would have been a hell of a good time. And I just hope that, after the two games that we had today, I hope Vicky and Fadil put on a show for us. I'm excited, man.
Definitely. I mean, I'm excited as much as you are because Vicky, like I was saying earlier, he's a national team player and he is amazing because he finished in the top two when the national team qualifiers were happening. He ended up actually beating me in the semi-finals, and we all know how good Vicky is
Let's not
week in week
there.
out. Week out,
Let- let-
how good he is. And yeah, no, I mean, Keel, of course, like credit where it's due because that's what happens in the pro scene. Every single time pros are playing against each other that are so close every single time, and he managed to play against CJ in the finals, and he made his friends proud, his community proud, and he's at a level where he can say that I'm a part of the national team. And with that confidence, he's coming into this tournament against a player who's you can call who's sort of a veteran from the Bangalore scene of, like, I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but we all know how good Fadil is when it comes to playing FIFA since a very long time, Keel. So I'll let you talk about Vicky a little, and I will take Fadil's as because obviously we're waiting for the match to start. But what do you know about Vicky? What can you expect out of his game? Because I'm pretty sure you've seen him play. I think you've played against him as well in Foot Champions and all. So how do you think he's gonna perform in this match?
I mean, Vicky's rise has been meteoric this year. I don't think a lot of people knew about him until this year when seemingly out of nowhere he came up and, like you said, he caused a string of upsets, most notably against you in the semifinals. And now we're at FIFA 21, and this has been his year. He's Indian national team athlete like you, and yeah, I mean it's crazy because Fadil is a very well-known player from Bangalore, and Bangalore is a hotspot when it comes to FIFA talent. Vicky is, I mean, I don't see Fadil stopping Vicky.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, to be honest, Vicky has been phenomenal this year. Keel, we have seen it in the international team qualifications. Despite being like, even I was there at a very lower seed ranking. Vicky was even one below me, and for him to actually beat some of the best players, Aditya Chadda, myself, and I think Sagnik as well, that shows his quality. And he has won some tournaments in his city as well, in his state, which is incredible to see. So that guy is coming in with a lot of experience, coming in with sort of a confidence that how well he's played this year. And Fadil is what I feel is still getting back up there. It's like the form is temporary, class is permanent, as we always say. And Fadil has won so many tournaments back in his day. I've played against him. That being said, I cannot wait for the game to start. I'm just going to quickly move on to this game in the next 10 seconds. And this promises to be a banger because, wow, Vicky takes on Fadil in a game that guarantees you a spot in the next round. It's going to be a very close affair because tournament gets really interesting after this, Keel. You have to see the fixtures that are coming after this. Any one of the players who wins has a mountain to climb in the next fixture to be able to reach the second phase of Josh Presents Esports Premiership Series by Hell Energy Drink. So Keel, what are your thoughts on this game? Like, when you see both these players squaring up against each other, who do you think is winning this? First of all, tell me your prediction for this game.
I think if there's one thing we've learned this year, it's to not write off Vicky, because Vicky has proved again and again that he is a force to be reckoned with. Unfortunately, I'm with Fadl's play style, but I do know that he's here at this stage, and based on what I've heard, I'm sure we can expect a good from him as well. Let's see, Vicky. What do you say?
Actually, I think I lost your audio, Keel, because of a technical difficulty. But I think you were talking about how you can never know in these times. We have seen a lot of changes in the game as well. And if I missed out on something, you can always tell me, and yeah, we could take it from there. Because from what I know, Neil, is the fact that Fadil is one of those players who will not let up in this game. He might have played a little lesser than Vicky this year, but the basics, the knowledge of this game, the experience that he has when it comes to playing FIFA in these tournaments is just fantastic to see. So obviously, I think Vicky is the most likely player to get this home because he's a top player. And that being said, Messi on the ball had the chance to score that goal. But Neil, now that we're here in this situation, do you think it's going to be a close affair, or do you think Vicky is taking this home comfortably?
I mean, based on the first 15 minutes, um, Fadl does seem like he will match Vicky, and right now he did do that key thing. Never quite got the hang of. Can you tell me what he did, the player lock and all that?
I think we have been seeing a lot of player locks in the game usually, but what a brilliant save that is from Navas. Just plain and simple, but that acrobatic style of saving is always nice to see. But then again, like going back to the player locks and all the new techniques that came in FIFA 21, it was a very effective way. And we do see that from a lot of top pros, but sometimes players try to keep it very basic. They try and keep it very simple and they not try to use these techniques, but it's always an advantage, Neil. And it definitely gives you more manual control of the game.
Was there a lofted through ball that he just used right now? In his game plan, this is going to be a very interesting game because it seems Vicky is going to be patient with the ball, as he should be, with his mastery. And Fadl seems to be intent on hitting him on the break.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the fact that Vicky has just got in a very good position, probably should have taken a shot there, as a nice skill to beat his defender by doing that directional nutmeg. So we know how popular that skill move is, how good that skill move is. But then again, just took a bit too much time inside the box. It's just all about quick decision making, isn't it?
Look, how important is it to
Vicky,
get a grasp of that directional nutmeg?
I think it's very important though. Like we've seen it from time to time from all the pros. If you learn all the angles, like how Vicky just did right there, for all the FIFA enthusiasts watching and people seeing all these players using these skills in the best possible manner and scoring those sure shot goals, it basically increases your chances of, you know, creating something quite obvious by 90% if you time it right, if you time the angle right. And Vicky did that. It's just that he took a bit too much time with the shot. That being said, what a fantastic pass that is. I have to say, that is the kind of experience that comes into play when you score a beautiful goal like that. Neil, that pass, right through cutting the defense and then just turning back and playing that one extra pass, giving an empty goal for De Jong to take a shot at. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Well, they say, good players make it look spectacular, but the great players, they make it look easy. And that was a great goal. He made that look so simple and just showed off his control, his experience, his knowledge of this game. Incredible goal. And you must be happy for your Indian national team teammate.
But definitely I am, because he's shown his worth. I mean, he's beat some really good players, and obviously as much as you think that he has not played this game much in terms of weekend league and all, but whatever he's played, he's been quality. And it's always about quality over quantity. And Vicky has proven that from time to time how talented he is. He doesn't need to play every day to basically stay on top of his game, because he can still do it by just giving some time and mastering it, which he is doing right now, because he's making Fadil look very vulnerable with his defense. Look at those skills. I mean, then again, Keel, you see too much time taken. He should have just exited from Neymar on one side and taken a shot, but he didn't do that. So
He
that being
definitely
said,
overplayed
half
there.
time.
He definitely
Yeah,
overplayed it there. I don't know what he was expecting. I think you do that when you're 3-4 goals up, middle up. Please, put the back of the net. I know it's a bit rich coming from me, but I mean, Vicky has chance, and he also shown a bit of his lack of experience there, because a real true experienced pro, he puts that away. It's the 45th minute, take the shot, and more often than not.
yeah, absolutely. I think he took a bit of too much time, and like you mentioned, that's something that comes from playing daily. But Vicky, I mean, just obviously not doing that and still lacking some parts of his game. He's still been very good, though, I must say. He has been phenomenal, especially with his attacking. Just needs a bit more touch up, is the right word I think I would use for this particular game, or this particular tournament. In fact, being said, Acuna in a very good position, plays it to Messi, has a chance to score on that left foot. Neymar, directional nutmeg, well defended there
I mean,
by
great
Fadil.
defending there. Yeah, he's chasing shadows currently because of Vicky, and I think Fadil is all he can just to stay in this game.
Yeah, exactly. I think Fadil is just trying to stay in this game, Neil, because he is a player that he's just struggling to stop Vicky in that position. Bamba plays it out to Mbappe. Can get that goal back. Wow, that's some really good defending by Ramos, holding off the attacker in a way which is very good, because that would have been a goal. Neymar plays the ball back to De Jong. Acuna, one touch to Neymar. That's some fantastic passing. Maybe could have just played that one more extra pass back to Neymar and it could have sealed the deal.
Do you think Fadil gets back in this game? I know it's just 1-0 right now, and anything could happen. But from what we've seen so far, I think it's just a matter of time before Vicky scores a second, and then depending on how riled up Fadil gets, he scores a third and sees this tie home.
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for Fadil, because from what we can see, Fadil hasn't created many chances in front of Vicky, and Vicky knows exactly how to defend against top of the, best of the best players in the scene. And Fadil is, of course, trying to get back to his level. So Vicky definitely has an advantage, Keir. It's just about basically being composed and not concede any more goals for him to get an equalizer back and keep this game on. But Nani tries to play to it to Neymar. Great defending there by none other than Kante. You know how annoying Kante can become, Neil, when it comes to playing against him.
Absolutely. I mean, whenever I see a team with Conte, I know it's going to be a tough night. It's going to be a tough game. And right now, you saw for a second there was so much space for Vicky to attack, and luckily, Fadil managed to get his defenders back in time. But you can't give up that amount of space. What do you think, Lukman? You're against a good player like Vicky. You're basically just playing with fire there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's not easy to play against Vicky, because when I played myself, I knew the kind of composure this man possesses. Look at the dribbling. You cannot make a mistake. You cannot make a wrong tackle, because he will punish you. And that's what you speak about when you see a good player playing against you. And you cannot forget that he's a player for the international team, the first ever international squad, and he finished second in that tournament after beating some really good players. So I must say that speaks volumes of the kind of growth. It's exactly what you were talking about, Keel. The growth has been magnanimous for this young man from Chennai. All he has to do is just get a couple of goals, and that will see out the game for him.
It's actually been phenomenal. I keep saying, anyone who's watching right now, take your inspiration stories such as Vicky, who have come up in this year, in FIFA 21. And, I'm looking forward to see who is from the community next year in FIFA 22.
Absolutely. I think he has set, like he set a benchmark, you can say, for a lot of players from that region. Because we know the likes of Sudhin, Sujay, and all these players that were there in the older times. What a fantastic cross that is! Takes a touch. Almost the goalkeeper, almost saved it. But good finish there from Jonathan Bamba. Manages to squeeze one in, and that is 2-0 to Vignesh, mostly known as Vicky. Keel, your thoughts on that goal, man?
I mean, it's a mark of when you can make it look so simple against opponent, and the almost got there, but I think we both that it would have been very unfair to Vignesh if the keeper would have saved that. I think 2-0 is the least he deserves.
Absolutely. I think he should have scored definitely more goals because Fadil has not created so many chances. Although we know Fadil's quality, we know how good he has been in his days. But is he still right up there? Can he match Vicky? Because this is not a game of one leg, mind you. There's going to be a second leg, and there will be a couple of instances where you might feel that Vicky has taken this all the way. But you never know in FIFA, do we? We have seen comebacks of 3 goals, 4 goals before. That's something that could happen again.
I mean, absolutely. That's what we love. And, when we're on the receiving end, hate about this game is that it is so unpredictable. A 2-0 lead with 13 minutes left in game is still nowhere near safe. But still, you'd have to be a very confident man, confident in Fadil's chances to bet against Vicky now. And he's through. He's got Neymar. He plays that basic pass. What is he doing? All right, he scores, but what was he doing there with that ball roll? Luckily, he gets a deflection. He scores 3-0. What can you say, man? Like he's been head and shoulders such a good player in his own right.
No, I think that was a lucky bounce that De Jong got from the defender. It was not under the control of Fadil, but the awareness from Vicky to be able to actually see that pass to Neymar and get that finish in, because obviously Vicky is not going to miss from there. It's just all about the awareness. He knew that De Jong could make a mistake. Sorry, the defender can make a mistake, and De Jong was sensible enough to make that pass. Bamba in a very good position, can take a shot. Fadil did move the keeper. Nice scoop turn from Nani, but I think a bit too much, Neil. I think he just should have taken a shot, and that would have been game over if it would have been 4-0 anyway.
Exactly. And Dak isn't dead yet, so he could still score. But this actually should have been right now. He did, and then he went back to him again. I don't know what he was. Fadil did well with the keeper movement. He did well with the defending. You can, he's going forwards and he is leaving those gaps at the back. I think he needs to make this 4-0 just, for it to be a more realistic of how this game is played out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you say that Fadil has to play this game out in a way that he has to show some character, he has to really show some guile in this match, because if he doesn't do that, then it's Vicky's anyway running away with the game. That was a comfortable victory. If you look at the stats as well of this game, it's been 7 shots, 7 on target for Vicky, nothing for Fadil whatsoever. Neil, I think it just goes to show how good Vicky has been against Fadil. It's pretty much the result we expected after both the matches that we've seen with Akash, Ash, and Akshat, surprising the players that are known in the circuit. They have beaten them. But we were sort of expecting that as a neutral for Fadil to give a fight to Vicky, but Vicky has nothing, just been absolutely phenomenal. seeing the game out professionally now, I know it's a 3-0 lead. He's in a comfortable position and he will be going to the next game. That being said, I would love to hear Neil's thoughts on this game because you have played against Vicky. I'm not so sure about Fadil, but these are the guys basically that have got this game to this level, especially today with all these fixtures. I think we'll be finishing off on probably a very high scoring game in the second leg as well.
I mean, I have played against Vicky, and as a Gold One player, I can say that absolutely all the respect in the world to Fadil, because for the average FUT player, Vicky scores like Vicky scores double figures against you. But I will say that Fadil, with his reputation, with what he's done in this game, he will be disappointed. He could not score a single shot on target. I don't know if he showed him too much respect. I don't know if the nerves got to him, but I do not see why in the second leg he doesn't go all out. Just go for broke. Even if you lose, maybe lose 5-2, 5-3. Lose 7-5, but just show some character, like Lokman you said, attack. And I think we are back live with the second leg, and hopefully see a bit more from Fadil.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what Fadil has in store for us in this second leg of the last match of this day. We are kicking off between Fadil Afridi and Vicky. Vicky, of course, being an international team player as well, representing India at the highest level in FIFA, is not a small thing. And that speaks a lot for your experience to be able to represent the flag. Exactly what we were talking about during Aman Barsi's game as well. What a brilliant set of skills there. Too much time taken, but for the good. What is that goal? I mean, honestly, that was a simple chance, Neil, to be able to just shoot from Neymar, but no. He just wants to be flamboyant there. Exactly when I was talking about being an international team player. He's just shown that, isn't he?
I mean, he's shown that and more, because we knew he was a good player, but today he's showing that he is a great entertainer as well. I mean, hats off to Vicky. That was brilliant.
And as an entertainer, the reason we could all hear you laugh was because of this, because you were, I mean, the opponent was bamboozled there. I think Fadil must be wondering, what have I just seen? What is that pass? Suddenly out from Neymar to Bamba and scoring on an open goal. Vicky's just too confident. Look at that. Look at those skills. I wouldn't want to be there. Fadil honestly must be wondering, I need to have some sort of practice to come back to this level of FIFA that he used to play before. And he was playing at a very good level before, until at least until the last 2 years. Vicky has just been
I
phenomenal.
think
You
I
can't
think
take anything away from him.
the opponent wasn't the only one who got bamboozled. I think I was bamboozled too. And you know what, look, Manu, this is reminding me of the last qualifier. I think there's a game where Sid played against CJ, and CJ pulled off a great nutmeg on Sid before scoring. And this is giving me a bit of a flashback, because you can see that the only intention Vicky has right now is to embarrass, humiliate the defender and score. Look at him again. Open goal, he stops with the fake shot stop, and he's trying to go past him. This time, Fadil manages to stop him, but yeah, he's having his way with him. He's toying with him.
He is toying with him indeed because no, you never see this kind of a gameplay when it comes to players who are coming back to the scene from being former pros or still pros and then just coming back to the circuit trying to practice every day. When you see Vicky playing against Fadil, he's making him look like quite an amateur. I have to use this word. I never thought I'd be saying this for this game, but we all know Vicky's quality. He may not be wearing the Indian team jersey like Aman Varsi was, but he is certainly living up to his potential and being a national team player, which is
Oh,
incredible.
absolutely. The funny thing is, the last time I saw Vicky play, it was against you. And back then, we didn't see any of this. We didn't see the flamboyance. We didn't see the skills. We definitely did not see all these short cancels, elasticos, scoop turns. And this is so great to see that he's got that facet to his game, because against you he was completely pragmatic, and here you can see that he's wow, he's almost conceded there. That was a brilliant rainbow flick. But like I'm saying, here he's showing another facet to his game, and I do hope to see more of him. Not just in tournaments, but maybe he should start streaming, because the talent is there, and the impetuousness, the audacity to try something new. He's showing us that he's got that in abundance too.
He certainly does. And you see the kind of skills that he's pulling off outside the box, inside the box. It's quite incredible because the more skills that the useful ones, the ones that are effective, obviously not talking about a player spamming elasticos in his own half that we usually tend to see in the weekend league keel, and we get really annoyed as players. But these are the kind of players who would know what skill to use and exactly where, which basically leaves the defender on the ground, just how Messi left Boateng on the ground in the UCL finals, which was incredible to see. But then again,
Yeah, that's a
was it
great
the
throwback.
finals? Was that
No, it
the
was the
finals? Was that
semifinals.
the semi-finals? Semi-finals it was. Yeah,
It was the one time Barcelona managed to beat Bayern Munich.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's exactly what Vicky has got plans to do. He's just fake stopping the ball, Keel. He has a very simple chance to score. Look at that. Neymar plays it back to Acuna. Has so much of chance. Vicky with his Messi twisting and turning inside the box. Neymar again turns and faces his opponent. It's toying with him. Neil now it's just too
I mean,
much
if
of.
if I'm Fadil, I'm saying thank you to Vicky, because the only reason this isn't a tennis score is because Vicky seems to be intent on creating his own highlight reel in one game. How is this still 1-0?
I mean, this could be a tennis score line where it could be a case where it could go to 15 love, is how you say it in tennis. And that could be the case with him here. The way he's playing, it's just that Vicky has not taken all his chances that he got in front of the goal, whereas Fadil has not able to create any, which is very sad to see. Knowing his quality, he's just not turned up today. Osman
I
Dembele
mean,
plays it to Mbappe. Yeah.
look at that. There's no panic. There's no fear. When Vicky's defending, it's almost as if he knows that it's just a matter of time before my defender gets the ball off his attackers. And now he's got acres of space to break. Uh, Credit to Fadil. He is playing a very high line. He's gone for broke. But I think at this point, it's just the gulf in class is so much. There's such a disparity in quality that respect to Vicky for trying and putting on a show for us.
Absolutely. I think my most important point would be in this case for Fadil is to record this game and watch his mistakes. That's what all the players want to get better to. I'm pretty sure Fadil has done that before when he was competing at the highest level, when his game was at the highest level. And people used to fear playing against him, saying he is amongst the best players in Bangalore. It's going to be a task to beat him. I have been in that scenario, so I know how it feels to not being able to perform at your best, and that is exactly what Fadil is thinking about right now. But then, anyway, we are kicking off with the second half of the second leg between two really, really good players. And
Lokman, how important is it to watch your games?
it's very important. If you want to play on the competitive level, you have to see where you went wrong. If you don't see, you'll never get to know in real time. But those are some fantastic skills. Wow, that is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal from Neymar Jr.
He got his Neymar goal. He got his Neymar goal. He's been wanting to get that for so long, and he's been trying so hard, and now he's got it. It's brilliant.
He's
FIFA the way it's supposed to be played, entertaining for FIFA.
yeah,
Doing all the skills, getting all the thrills, and this game is done and dusted. Now I'm just waiting to see what he can pull off. Show me some hocus pocuses. Show me some rainbow flicks. Hell, show me a rainbow flick scorpion kick. Let's see. Let's see what Vicky's got.
yeah, absolutely. I think Vicky is going to take some time to just do those skills and all because now that he knows he's up by a comfortable margin, He still needs a couple of goals though to secure his position completely. But Joao Felix tries to do a skill. Great block there by Militao, I must say. I think that is just absolute class from. That should be a foul. Yes, it is. But do
Lokman
you
is
do you
using
think?
Puskas.
Yeah.
What's how you used that card before? Like,
No, I've never
I know
used
he's got like
Puskas.
3-star. Yeah, he's got 3-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves. Or I think it's the other way around. So it's not a really meta card. Uh,
Yeah.
why do you think he's using that? Or is it just because he's probably packed him from one of the many icon packs?
I doubt that's the case. If he did pack him from one of the icon packs, it must be good because yeah, that's how you pack these players. But you sometimes you prefer to like just keep them for SBCs or not use them at all because there are players which are much better in the game. But what I feel is he has got a plan, especially with that player in the midfield, which is based on your decisions, right? Like I don't think so. You should be that influenced. Wow, Vicky is tearing this apart. What a goal am I seeing? Neil, what is that pass? What is that skill? And just roll it in front of his striker, which was Messi in this case. Absolutely stunning.
I mean, at this stage, I'm just surprised that he didn't walk it in with Messi. That was ridiculous. The ease with which he is just ripping that defense apart and
Yeah.
scoring at ease. It's wow, Vicky. I mean, hats off. What a show you put on. This is the last game for tonight, and I would say that this performance is one of the most impressive I've seen in a while.
Indeed, it is because it doesn't come all day, every day. It just comes on such occasions where Vicky's beating a player like Fadil by this sort of a scoreline. But then again, Fadil does get a goal, which is very nice to see. It's something that I think Selvin also
I,
said. Go on,
it's
Neil.
great to
Go
see a
on.
consolation. It's great to see a consolation, but I don't know what he's apologizing for. Is it because he's using an informed Dembele in August? He's got nothing to apologize for, man. Like it is FIFA. You know, he's faced off against one of the best to do that.
Oh
Oh
my
my god,
god. Nah, that is humiliating. Oh my
filthy.
god, that is filthy. That is not acceptable at all from the layman's point of view. My eyes. Neil, I think that is just putting salt on the wounds of your opponent. This is too much sauce, is exactly what the word I'll be using here.
I mean, what can we do but laugh? You know, again, I feel sorry for him because his team is not exactly up to the mark. It's not like it's a gold team, but it's clearly, you know, it's not as strong as Vicky's team. But I would say, even if he had the best team in the game, Vicky has been at such a high level tonight. Uh, this is well deserved. You know, 7-1 on aggregate, and we know why it's 7-1. It could be 17-1 if he really took all his chances.
Yeah, I mean 71 is quite a stretch, but I'm pretty sure if Vicky plays against a player like this and is able to score so many goals, I'm pretty sure he can do this more often in tournaments because Vicky has played in so many of them. It's
Absolutely, like he's got the pedigree, he's got the experience, and he seems to be getting better every time I see him. But Lokman, how much can you read into this game? You know, against a pro player, he will not be getting those chances, and if he does be that wasteful, he'll be the one on the end of a 7-1 scoreline. So, don't you agree with me? Like, we can't read too much into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. No, and if you look at one more thing, Neil, is this case where Fadil has to learn one thing, and that is Vicky, from what I take as a pro player in this game, Vicky tries to defend with one of his CDMs. If you notice pretty well, he only switches to his defender when he thinks that's right. So that's being a very smart player, and this is exactly not what his opponent is doing in that case. He should be holding the ball a bit more.
That's some great
And he's
insight. Like I think for a casual, you would think that the skill gap lies primarily in the attack, and there is a huge skill gap there. But like you said, the reason he's being able to like put attack after attack after attack together is because the defense. I mean, he's locked down Fadl. It's I can barely remember one or two attacks.
Yeah, exactly, which is why it speaks volumes about the player Vicky is. Fadil is going to get back there. I'm pretty sure Fadil has had that experience. He's won so many tournaments, especially in Bangalore. He is right up there. It's just about a time where he has to learn from this loss, Keel, and come back stronger because Vicky has outclassed him today. Vicky's going to go into the next round. 6 minutes left on the clock, five to be precise. And the margin is just too much to be able to come back for our friend Fadalia. But other than the skill,
Absolutely.
I mean, what I feel is, you tell me from a person who plays the game for fun, who plays just to entertain people on your streams, what exactly is that one thing you would do if you were Vicky right now? Just waiting for him because he's just could score another goal
I
as well.
mean, yeah,
But what would
we
you
don't
do
know
if
when
you were
he'll
in
score
Vicky's place?
another goal as well. I
Yeah.
mean, if I'm in Vicky's place, again, I would do the same thing he's doing. I would just try and have fun. I would try and make it fun for the viewers. And also, the thing about these goals is that, you can do them now when the result is not on the line. And once you get used to it, once you become proficient at scoring these goals, that's when you pull it off in a competitive setting against a pro. And I do hope he matches a pro soon because he has moved on to the next round. I think, what is it, 7-1? 7-1. And that's being kind to Fazil. What a game. What a set of games you just witnessed. Vicky showing off his pedigree. Some of those
Absolutely. I
goals.
think, yeah, Vicky was fantastic, Keel. I think the fact that Vicky scored 7 goals and did not give any chances to Fadil apart from a goal and that post, I think that Fadil hit, if I remember correctly. But in this game, Vicky was absolutely dominant. He is going with a strong mentality because he has achieved so much this year. Just by one achievement, you can achieve so many things, to be honest. And with those regular 30 and O's, that grind coming in, I'm pretty sure someone like Vicky will go all the way in this tournament from his side of the bracket, which will be interesting to see because there are very good players after this. Neil, you see the likes of Saransh, you see the likes of Chadda, you see the likes of Somuk, you see the likes of Sagnik. These are all the players that are there. Akshat, Akshay, both the players, Akshat and Akash, sorry, my bad. Both of them have won comprehensively against their opponents, and now Vicky has basically played phenomenally well against um, Fadil Afridi here. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very close game, Neil. Who's your money on, by the way, in this tournament? Just now,
I
how Vicky
mean,
has
you
won this
did.
tournament. Do you think Vicky can go all the way?
I mean, first I'd say that Vicky can definitely go all the way. Let's not forget that when it came to the Indian national team selection, the only man who could stop him is not participating. CJ is not participating because he's already booked his place in the grand finals. You mentioned all those names. I think you missed out a very big name. Someone who goes by the name of Lokmanyu Chaturvedi. I think he also has a very good chance. Um, but yeah, I think Saranch is there. Uh, you're there. Adi Chadda is there. I think Vignesh would be a tough matchup for all three of y'all. And yeah, we got the dark horses. We got Kyle. We got Akshat. And like the first game, this is the first stage, phase one. We can expect such games, such mismatches. But I can promise you, in the next stage, it is going to be a lot more tighter. And that's what I love about competitive football, compared to FIFA, where you have two pros or two people who are at the level of pros just going at it. It'll be a set of tactics. It'll be a test of nerves. And yeah, believe it or not, my money's on you. So don't worry about that.
Wow. So I think that comes in with the caster luck as well that I can say. So whenever my match will be going on, I think Neil is going to be on my side, just trying to say some nice things. And I'll probably recall that during my games. I'll be like, I'm going all the way. But but that's pretty much for later on because my match is not there no, neither today, neither tomorrow. I think it's probably going to be day after, and it's going to be. I'm obviously quite nervous, I have to say, in this, seeing the number of players, the number of good players, especially the matches I've seen. But that's the case with every player, isn't it, Neil? But the quality that the Indian FIFA pros have brought this year, especially with the new players coming in, it's just been nothing but phenomenal. But I think with that being said, Keel, as always, I mean, it's always a great pleasure to be with you on the stream. I know it was just for one game, but I think these games are fantastic. We saw a 7-1, so we've seen 8 goals with you here, and we have seen about, I think, 16 goals in the first match, and then I probably don't remember the aggregate score in the second. I think it was 5-3 on aggregate. So we've collectively seen almost like 25 to 30 goals in 3 matches, which is amazing to see, isn't it? But with that being said, Keel, thank you. I would like to thank the sponsors, of course, Josh and Hell Energy Drink. That was a fantastic game week, and we'll be moving on to today. Keel, what do you want to say about the stream, and how is your experience here?
I think you covered all the big points. I think Esports Premier Series is definitely my favorite tournament currently going on in India because they've organized this so well and so many good players. It's like every day, so many good players, so many interesting underdogs, uh, and giving them the showcase, giving them the chance, coughing up all this prize money and making it a competitive event. People keep saying that the game is dead, but right now, the way these guys are going at it, all right, the way today's games ended up, the way yesterday's game ended up, uh, you would not say so. I mean, these people are putting it all on the line, and I'm so glad that they are getting the support that they deserve because the game in India is just, I mean, it's just shooting up right now. Like, you see nothing yet. And before you know it, a few of these players, a few of these pro players will be household names in gaming and entertainment. So I'm just glad to be here, and it's been a hell of a show.
Fantastic, Neil. That was some really good words for you to say for all the players. And with that being said, massive congratulations to all the players who've made it through to the next round. Akshat, Akash, there's pretty similar names as well. I think at the start I was. I probably need to give them some nicknames like we do in our streams, Neil. But that being said, congratulations to both of them and Vicky for moving on to the next phase of this tournament. Let's just quickly have a look before we close. We can have a quick look at the fixtures, if that's possible from the technical team. So just so that we can close it on an end where we can show what's going to happen in the coming 2 days. Can we have a quick look at that? I think
Yeah,
that
I
would
mean,
be a good
it's
idea.
always interesting to see. It's always interesting to see who's facing who, and just just make up all the matches that could happen. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some of these pros enter the games later on. A few of them have got buys and they're waiting for their opponents from the first phase. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think your game is day after tomorrow. Today we saw all these. We saw Varsi play, we saw Akash play, we saw Akshat play. It's uh, it's gonna be great. Your which games
Yeah,
stand out to you, Lokmanyu?
yeah, no, absolutely. I think when I talk about these games now, the first thing foremost I need to talk about the winners, and we saw Nihal Thomas comfortably winning, Vicky comfortably winning, Akshat fantastic against Darvesh, Kyle was phenomenal against Sahil, Aman Varsi going down against Akash, who was again, that was a very close game. And then, of course, Sachin got a bye against, Jatin got a bye against Sachin in that game. So these fixtures, the first half of the fixtures are over, Keel. We are seeing the likes of Nihal Thomas against Aditya Chadda. That's like a former pro versus the current pro going on against each other. We've got Akshat versus Vicky. What a game that is going to be. We've got Kyle versus Sagnik. That is pretty much going to be Sagnik until unless Kyle pulls off something spectacular. Akash versus Shubham Jadhav. That's another interesting game. Saransh most likely to take it away from Jatin. But you see these fixtures. That's on to that next stage. And the second half of the side of things, we're still yet to play, and we'll talk about them as these games come ahead, in the coming week. So yeah, I think, like you said, Neil, these matches are going to be phenomenal. And we can now, on that note, close this by just saying that it's fantastic to see these players going at it this stage. And I'm going to say this again, Neil, or I'll let you say it again. When they say the game is dead, it's not really dead because everybody wants to win. No matter if it's August, if it's September, if it's even December, everybody wants to win for that prize pool, for that sport. So yeah, I think from what you said, I am basically quite excited to see these players going forward.
Absolutely. This is the premier tournament going on right now. It is the Esportz Premier Series presented by Josh, powered by Hell Energy, and it has been a pleasure being here casting it with you, Lokmanyu.
That's fantastic, Neil. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I think it's just getting more interesting as we more progress towards the later stages of this tournament. And with that being said, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. All the players for winning, all the players participating, and definitely the spectators who've been on the stream for such a long time. We will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, keep playing FIFA, keep up the grind, and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell Energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आजा।
Want to see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।
Wanna see something hot? क्या तुम्हारे ठुमके में है मेरे वाला दम? जोश पर आए, अपना ठुमका लगा दुनिया हिला चैलेंज अपलोड करें और हर हफ्ते जीतें 25 लाख तक के इनाम।
There was a time when I drank coffee. Lots of it. That time is long gone. I switched because I like to keep up with the new trend. Energy, taste, power. What else do you need? For me, it's enough. Hell energy.
ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे फनी वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा। ये है होश। ये है जोश। ऐसे ही ढेर सारे रोमांटिक और क्यूट वीडियोस के लिए जोश में आ जा।